Hello, Internet. This is Luke Arp, also known as the Dancing Fetus.
And goddammit.
And we're going to talk about shit that may make sense in the end.
Possibly.
Last episode was all over the place, really.
Yeah.
Did you ever take a chance to listen to it? Do you listen to our podcast?
Yes. Yeah.
Glad someone is.
Actually, you had more people listening to yours than on mine. I had one view. Person made through an hour of it. I do congratulate them.
Yeah.
Someone actually went
sad
back.
sack.
Somebody,
Did you use the sad sack hashtag on Twitter?
No.
That's why.
You know, I didn't even think
I
about
put
that.
sad sack on my hashtag, and they're like, "Oh, I'm a sad sack.
Yeah.
This must be for me."
I guess some people identified with that.
Yeah, it was like, "Oh."
Mine, I tweeted
I just assume someone's just like on a chair getting ready to kick it out from under them, like with the noose around their neck, and they're like, "Oh wait, sad sack tweet. Better check this out."
Yeah.
And then they just kick the chair.
That was probably
They check out.
That was probably the only hashtag that they were, worried about.
Yeah.
Next time we'll just hashtag shit the bed.
Shit the bed.
Because they're past sad
Yeah,
sack. Maybe kick the chair this week.
Kick the chair, yeah.
Sad and shit the bed.
I assume the only
week.
reason I got people to watch the whole thing is they were dead. So they couldn't stop it due to being incapacitated by life leaving their body.
That's funny because I actually had a day where seriously, someone watched. I had 2 days in a row. It was the biggest spike in minutes I've ever had on my channel. Had a spike of like 3,000 minutes, which is fucking ridiculous, man. That's crazy. That's like a day of someone watching. So like, I had this huge spike in minutes, and I congratulated on Facebook. I'm just like, thanks to whoever did this, whoever like either died or fell asleep watching my YouTube channel. But, that's amazing because I'm like, there's no fucking way that a person sat through all this shit.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of different videos, that they watched. And
well, I just recently rewatched your Ninja Turtles for the Sega Genesis. What's that fucking game called?
Hyperstone Heist.
I cannot remember that.
Most people can't because most people don't even know it exists.
Yeah, I didn't know it existed.
It's not really like a super rare game, but it's one of those that I guess it's rare enough that people will say that it's semi-rare. I mean, it's not super cheap, but it's not really that expensive. It's just kind of the ones that's close to $30.
Speaking of spikes, I want everyone to sit down for this news.
Yeah,
I have 5 subscribers now. One of them being me. However, so I have 4 legit subscribers.
But you do have a subscriber that has 1,000 followers.
Yes, exactly. So I think by that, I have 1 billion. Multiplied by 1 billion.
Well, that's like, the Johnny Cage.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
He
had some awesome FTL videos.
Yeah.
The Johnny Cage, is that what his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched all his FTL videos, and then he hadn't posted anything in a year, so.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on as far as like, his situation.
I know he's not dead because he posts on your stuff from time to time.
Yeah. I just, I would, if there's any way he can get back on the video making stuff, I would definitely watch his videos.
Yeah.
Because he has very entertaining walkthroughs.
Yeah, like I watched I was playing FTL at the time, and I saw he had some FTL videos, and it was such a smart idea what he did, because he pretty much kept it like he was Captain Kirk. And so he would start each episode out with a captain's log, and it was fucking hilarious. Yeah. Because everything he talked about, like, he didn't have to write any of it, because literally that's what just happens in the game. Like, we lost James yesterday. And I'm like, because that's what would fucking happen. You would make a jump, everything. FTL, if you haven't played it, it's one of those games that when you think everything is in your favor, you're just one jump away from your life being fucked.
Yeah.
Because you'll jump, you'll be like next to a star, so like every second your fucking ship hull's taking damage and rooms are catching on fire, and there's some other guy there that's, I guess, just chilling out, sunbathing. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, attacking you.
Yeah.
Like, we're both gonna die, asshole. How about we just jump?
But he's trying to, he's trying to make that...
Viva la resistance!
He's trying to make that defense go down a little bit quicker.
Yeah, But, well, I mean, we've kind of kicked off the show weird, but that's good.
Yeah.
This is the part that most people hear.
Yeah. Weird's good. That's what we're about. If you like weird shit.
So let's go into the actual show that no one listens to now. What have you been playing?
Actually, this week has been a little weird. I played some Hammerwatch with you.
Yeah, and I love that fucking game.
I played Hammerwatch by myself to do the video for the last podcast, and got through the first level and everything. Yeah. And with a few deaths. Not enough. I actually had a pretty good reserve after I was done with the level, but killed that queen bitch.
Yeah,
and yeah,
isn't she like the worm queen?
the
or
worm
something?
queen? Yeah, that fucking whore. Killed her. With
Are you playing on 1.2 or are you playing?
I
on
am
the
on
old...
1.2.
See, I haven't played any of the 1.2 shit. I've played
it was
all
just
the
like
old.
it was kind of defaulted to it.
Yeah.
And I started at 1.2, and I really didn't notice any differences. I mean, I know that there are, but I didn't notice.
Yeah.
But I mean, things were still difficult as shit. But now I have where my shield will actually block a pretty good radius around me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly how many degrees, but
Does it block projectiles?
Yeah.
See, that's I beat the game the first time with the paladin, which is what you're playing as, and he gets fucking ballin'. Like, the abilities he gets, you stay in combo the whole time, so you're doing crazy combo damage, and all projectiles just bounce off of you.
Yeah.
And it's the shit.
Which I'm close to that. I mean, like, it's kind of just his lower quarter, like, a whole quarter of his front is just completely,
I think the highest it gets is 180 degrees.
That's still pretty sweet.
Yeah, because you get, like, it's so hard to get hit with a projectile once you get that.
Yeah.
It's pretty bitchin'.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Have you got your third ability yet, where you like spin with your sword? It's the shit.
Yeah,
it does so much fucking damage.
Right now, I think I only have just the dash.
Yeah, the dash does quite a bit of damage, but once you get that twirly thing, it's game on. You're fucking everything up.
But yeah, I've been playing that. I started. I'm trying to finish Deadpool. I
love that game too.
I was already about, I guess about a fourth into the game, and I guess I might have been about 2/4 when I started it today, but I got pretty close to the end. I might have like a couple levels left, maybe like 2.
Yeah,
and it's really fun.
The end, like, the game's really cool, but the ending, not really the ending of the story, but the last level is kind of shitty.
Is it?
It's one of those like levels where they just decide to toss everything. It's just like
I heard the checkpoints on that level are really bad.
There's just one. There's only one checkpoint in the last level, so you have like half of it, and then you have the next half of it, and it's kind of a bitch.
That sounds pretty bad. Because to be honest, this game is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, like
High Moon Studios did it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, Deadpool, he can't be killed, so you'd expect him to be really fucking, like, just takes bullets like crazy and doesn't fucking die. No, he dies pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. I think the game will be I'll probably do it for my channel the second time through. I think it'll be more fun the second time because I've already got a lot of stuff unlocked.
Yeah, because you keep all your upgrades and stuff as you play.
So I'll be able to show people the really cool shit that they can get.
If they can find the game to actually buy, because you can't buy it digitally anymore.
It's not really that hard to find as far as what
I mean, if you want to play it on PC, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think they made it boxed on PC, did they?
I don't know.
I don't think they did.
I've never
saw
seen
a boxed copy.
But the only PC games I really even see nowadays are just like
Blizzard games or the
Blizzard
Sims.
games. Or like the old Jewel. Yeah, like fucking Sherlock Holmes.
Nancy Drew
solves the mystery of the cunt. Like the missing cunt.
What is the mystery of the cunt?
Yeah,
the missing cunt?
The missing cunt.
I think that's just called a dude. I think he just found a dude.
A really shitty dude.
Yeah, just a really...
Now, I've actually been watching Sherlock. That's a pretty awesome show.
Oh, the show? The
BBC
the show?
Yeah. It's really entertaining.
Yeah, I think it's kind of neat.
I think the writing in it is spectacular. Because
there was this one episode that I thought was just dog shit.
Well,
and it's about a dog.
Is the Hound of the Baskervilles?
Yes.
Well, see, I haven't watched that episode yet, but
you just know the name of it?
Well, it's a famous... Yeah, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Bastard.
What
French words are you saying now?
No.
Say that again.
Sir Arthur. It's.
Oh yeah, boom.
Yeah, I'm drunk.
Yeah, you can't.
It's.
Start busting out some
Arthur
fancy French words.
Conan Doyle. You had me on the spot.
Conan Doyle.
Conan Doyle. That's his
name.
Conan
Doyle.
Conan.
Conan
Doyle.
It's
Doyle. Arthur Conan Doyle.
And who the fuck is that?
That's the writer of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
He wrote a lot of other shit too. There's a lot of shows and stuff that came on TV that were his shows. He's written a lot of awesome shit. You need to look him up. You probably know like 90% of the stuff he's written because it's fucking famous stuff. But Sherlock Holmes is one of his like his really
I didn't know
popular
how
characters.
big Sherlock Holmes was. Like, I mean, I know the show's really popular right now, but people don't understand. There's like an underground Sherlock Holmes fan base where they're like, they meet and just talk about like Sherlock Holmes books and stuff like that. Like,
and masturbate feverishly.
I can only hope.
If there's a furry community, there is a community dedicated directly to people
masturbating to Sherlock Holmes.
over Sherlock
Not
Holmes.
even pictures or the show. It's just like the words.
And even now, like Benedict, Cumberbatch.
You can't say his fucking name, but you could say Arthur Orland O'Doyle.
You said Cumberbatch.
That's his name, Cumberbatch.
It's Cumberbatch, yeah, but not like Cumberpatch.
Yeah, that's how I say it.
Cumberpatch.
That makes it correct.
Anyway, yeah, old Benedict. Like, I know there's people that jerk off just his voice. So,
now the show is a little. I mean, granted, the whole idea of Sherlock Holmes is kind of far fetched, but
I just think it's cleverly
it's a neat
written
show.
by, like his.
I've liked every single episode except the whole dog episode.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen The Hound of the Baskervilles yet, but
it's just weird.
It was kind of an interesting story to begin with. So,
it kind of reminded me more of a Scooby-Doo episode than a Sherlock Holmes episode.
I think that's because the original Sherlock Holmes kind of was like that. In fact, Watson in the books was more the brilliant one than Sherlock Holmes. Like, Sherlock Holmes really didn't figure out shit.
Yeah.
Just elementary, my dear Watson. And he just acted like he knew everything, and Watson was really the guy that was fucking doing all the work.
I think they did a better job of portraying that in the newest movies with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I mean, Sherlock Holmes is obviously a brilliant man.
But he's really inept on
but Watson's the one that's kind of like, or at least maybe
getting shit done.
Maybe he's not really getting shit done. Maybe he's just more organized.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like even in the movie, by the time Watson had figured it out, Sherlock Holmes was like kind of just waiting for him to catch up.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe the movies is just not really a good example of that either.
I think it's just more of his like, where he seems like they do that sometimes in the show. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of shit that he does that Watson has no idea that he did.
Yeah.
Like the very beginning of the second episode, he's fighting the Arab guy like in their apartment. Mm-hmm. And he beats the shit out of him, and like you don't know where the Arab guy went. You don't know if he killed him and like disposed of the body or something. Yeah. The only thing that's left there is the sword, and he just kind of hides it from Watson because Watson's just like, oh, how's your day going? And he's like, oh, nothing interesting, and he's like kiting the sword under the under his chair to hide it from him. And,
just been murdering some bitches.
Yeah, I mean shit like that. That's kind of hidden. But
I haven't really been watching much of anything TV. Well, I take that back. I've been watching a ridiculous amount of anime, like sad levels amount of anime.
I watched 3 seasons of Trailer Park Boys last night.
I'm watching this show called Mushi, or I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Mushishi. Mushishi. I think it's just pronounced Mushi, and it's this dude that walks around who, like, it's kind of like a Monster of the Week type show. So every episode is really completely unrelated to the other episode. So you could like start at episode 8 and there's no overarching story arc. There's just like a beginning and end. And it's just like these things called mushis around, which is like a species that is like the origin of life kind of thing. And they kind of just exist and only certain types of people can see them. And it's about this dude walking around kind of more or less just interested in studying them. And he's considered a mushi master. And, like, sometimes mushi cause a lot of bad shit to happen to us. So he, like, exercises them in a sense. And just, like, it's just a neat show. It's one of those shows that I didn't think I was going to get into because there's no action, really. It's just, like, literally, the last episode I watched was this dude just chasing around a rainbow. And I watched 20 minutes and enjoyed it. And wanted to watch the next episode, but I noticed it was already like 3 a.m. and I had to go to work the next day. So I'm like, I gotta quit watching this weird show.
Yeah.
That there's no blood. Which, like, when it comes to anime, for me, if someone's not getting limbs cut off or faces blown off, I'm really not that interested.
Yeah, if
I
it's
like
not
super violent anime.
if it's not pretty much the equivalency of Berserk, then it's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Not
I like stuff like that. But this is such a chill. Like, I would watch this show with my 3-year-old because it's just a neat show, and I don't know why I like it. I'm actually kind of upset that I do like it.
Yeah,
I don't like where this leads. This could be the gateway drug to other non-violent anime, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I guess we'll just have to figure that out when you get there.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable
When you start
watching shit like this.
We used to, just let me know when you start watching anime about, like, you know, just classrooms of kids, you know, just talking about their problems.
You mean like Persona 4 that I dedicated 48 hours of my life to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now some of those are hilarious. Like Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, like that's a fucking awesome.
Man,
show.
you're on it on the words today.
No.
Sabono Nesuke? What the fuck was that?
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Which is, you know, like goodbye.
Uh-huh.
And then Zetsubo Sensei. It's just,
Zebuso?
Zetsubo
Sensei.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just pretty much, you know, I'm not even going to butcher anything Japanese, but yeah, Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. Funny fucking, that's suicide.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know.
It's the only thing. Yeah, because Samanosuke, I love how you call him like Samanokite and like.
Yeah, I don't know. I can never remember his fucking name.
Samanosuke?
And his sweet. I don't know why he's after Yuki. His little ninja buddy.
No.
I'd be fucking the shit out of her. Like Yuki. First of all, she's got that weird hair part. I don't like it. I don't find her attractive at all. Like your little ninja chick. First of all, she's got the nice jiggling boobs.
Yeah.
And she's kind of hot. She can take care of herself. I'd be all up in it.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, have they said in the game? So I've been playing still Onimusha. Is she a love interest? Like, he goes on at one point some speech about like how great of a human being she is, and
no, he's just, you know.
Is this just like a chivalrous thing for him to do?
Yeah.
But he doesn't really want to bang her?
No.
Does he bang her?
He's all about the Yuki. No.
No, I'm talking about, like, so Yuki is his love interest.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what...
I guess so. I mean, like, as far as I remember, like, because I don't
see any connection there.
It's always just the history thing. Well, you don't see them together at all.
I saw them
until the end, I guess.
I don't see it. Like, my Samanosuke has already made a pact with the demon scientist dude, and he's fucking the shit out of his ninja buddy.
Well, that's kind of what the doppelganger Samanosuke is doing.
Yeah, that's like in one of the episodes, like a bizarro Samanosuke comes up and punches my hot ninja chick in the stomach. Yep. And I just played through for my channel when I actually fight him, which the boss fight was kind of a bitch. I mean, it wasn't the hardest boss fight, but it was kind of a pain in the ass because you had to use the strafe. Or at least I did. I mean, I'm sure there's some guy on the internet that's just like, oh, you just have to, you know, walk forward and hit square.
And just get good.
Yeah. So what I had to do is, like, he had, like, these 3 slash attacks, and he would do an overhead attack, and you couldn't strafe around the slash attacks because he would hit you no matter what. But if you blocked 2 of the slash attacks and then you strafed around the overhand, you could get a combo in on him, and that's how I beat him. I don't know if that's, like, the way to beat him, but
that's the thing though, all that shit, like the way to beat him is, you know, that's bullshit. There's some where when it gets down to, like, you know, speedrunners and stuff like that, yeah, I mean, they figure out
a
way to do everything like that where every second is crucial. But when it comes to just like a walkthrough, that's why, like, I don't watch people's walkthroughs and really criticize all that much as far as, like,
if they're getting through the game.
If they're getting shit done,
yeah,
doesn't matter to me.
If you're making forward progression in the game, you have successfully.
Because honestly, I will see, like, people's walkthroughs where they do nothing wrong with how they do their walkthrough. Like, presentation's good, their gameplay's good. They're not, like, you know, they don't have, like, a microphone where it's just like, you know, it's like, you know, so fucking loud that it's distorting everything. They play like shit, die like 12 times, and you know, they'll get through everything perfectly fine. They'll have 8 people have disliked it,
Yeah.
and then like asshole comments where they're just like, didn't heal enough, brah. Hey, how'd you know you didn't know how to do this? You know this does this, brah. You fucking noob. And like, I'm just like, really?
He beat it.
He beat it fine.
Yeah.
Like, he did great in the playthrough. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, like, I don't know. Elitism in comments is, I mean, it's just stupid to me. But also, like, the dislikes, where there are people that if you have so many likes,
they'll just dislike
just dislike it out of spite of you having so many likes because they're sad and like masturbating their own tears or something.
Yeah. And if you are that person, hopefully you're listening to this podcast, for this podcast is made for you.
Yeah. To fuck off to.
Have you been playing anything else besides Hammerwatch? I know you've been playing Devil May Cry because you just uploaded a video 12.
I did one. Yeah, I did one today, and I've been meaning to do the second level of Yaiba. I hadn't done it. This has just been a bad week for I just been kind of out of it, and so gaming, I just didn't get a lot in. I
haven't really. I've been doing like. Well, I take that back. I haven't really been playing any games that I would be playing for the channel.
Yeah.
I've been playing a shit ton of Quake Live.
But you could record a lot lot and just upload them as Quake Live matches. Because
it's like me playing Quake Live.
Yeah, people will watch the shit out of that.
I mean,
because they're like, man,
pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like, man, I can't play the game myself. But I like watching other people play. That's why like those Quake duels have gotten so,
Man, I haven't played any duels yet, but I am having so much fun with that stupid game. I mean, I've played Quake Live before it became on Steam.
Yeah.
But if you don't subscribe, your stats get deleted, and actually my whole account got deleted because I hadn't played in so long. But I signed up, my username was still there, so I just re-signed up, started playing. I've put in about 12 hours.
Yeah.
And it's just so much fun.
I think I put in like 3.
Yeah, I've played Quake Live like crazy. It makes me, honestly, the more and more I play Quake Live, the more and more I want to play Quake 3 Arena. I mean, I have both.
Yeah.
But just kind of to feel the differences.
Well, they've got we both got the Team Arena thing.
Yep.
Like where you can just play Team Arena. I don't know if the server stuff, like if it's just dedicated.
Oh, no, you can do a listen server with it.
Because even if it was dedicated, I didn't even know if the servers would still be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool if you can do listing servers and like just have people fucking play old school Quake. Because I'm sure that there are tons of people that still do it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's people that play Quake 2.
Well, I would play Quake 2.
Yeah,
Quake 2 is awesome.
You can still play it.
Yeah.
Like there's still active servers with active people playing it.
Yeah.
Today.
Quake 2 is the shit. I would probably get destroyed.
Oh yeah.
Because
the people playing it.
Well, the further you go back on Quakes, is like the more hardcore you run into.
Yeah.
Like people playing Quake 1, you're just dead.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you enter a match,
they're just playing with a keyboard. They don't even have a mouse.
No, everybody's fucking like
full
rocket
keyboard.
jumping and like just destroying your ass. And like, I mean that's cool, but that's like Doom back in the day. When we did Doom death matches. Like, and if you never played a Doom death match,
it's hilarious.
They are the most hilarious things because the characters have like 3 animation frames.
Yeah.
And they're the funniest looking things.
Like when you start running, your legs kind of just like stick out like in a walk motion and you just slide.
You just glide everywhere.
Yeah,
and if you can imagine guys that have, seriously, I think there's 2 frames for their chainsaw animation.
Yep.
For them cutting. But if guys are gliding around at like 100 miles an hour with a chainsaw just going back and forth, like it's the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah.
You'll laugh too hard to shoot at them.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've been playing Onimusha. I've been playing Quake Live. I've been playing a game that I'm going to do When the Hell Did I Buy This on? I just don't know how I'm going to do it, like how I'm going to format it, because my first 2 When the Hell Did I Buy This has kind of just been like me playing the game, talking about the game, kind of thing. And the game I'm doing wouldn't fit that format because it's kind of fourth wall breaking, a text heavy story type thing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna like edit like some of the cool parts and just talk about how I feel about the game, and just do it that way.
That works. I mean, That's the cool thing about a series is you just kind of mold it how you want.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that hopefully pretty soon, and then what else? I'm gonna do of course, Soldier of Fortune. I haven't played it since my last video.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be doing that again just because I want to get through it. Is there anything new coming out that we give a shit about?
Yeah.
I mean, there is one new game that I want to play, like hardcore, Phoenix Rage.
I haven't seen that.
It's. I mean, the closest thing I can compare it to is like Super Meat Boy, but it's like crazy shit. Like you can pretty much fly in the game, but it's like you can keep hitting jump, and you'll like keep floating around, and you have like a dash, and you can dash through, and there's like some elemental effects where you have to like set yourself on fire to go through certain walls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've only seen like the first 8 or 9 missions be played, but it looks like a game that I would really get addicted to fast. I mean, I put in like 36 hours into Super Meat Boy, just because I couldn't get enough playing it.
See, that was what I was gonna play for the podcast last time, but no dice because for some reason, whenever I would turn to DxTory like on, it would just make my frames cut down to like 15.
That doesn't make
in
any
the game.
sense.
But it would be listed on the frames as being like 40. But it wasn't 40 frames.
Yeah.
It was dropping frames so bad that like I couldn't do the platforming.
Yeah.
It would just be jetting by, and like if I turned it off,
Worked fine.
That's
so weird.
It'd be, like 70 frames and I was just flying.
Huh.
But yeah, whenever I would turn DxTory on, it just killed my frames. So like I couldn't do shit. And then, I played Hammerwatch. It was like 117 frames the whole time. So I didn't have any trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the only thing is like recording stuff like that on my PC. It's kind of a gamble sometimes because the size gets so big.
Yeah. I mean, the way I record, I think 30 minutes is about 75 gigs.
Yeah. My hour and a half video was like 178 gigs.
Mm-hmm.
And, I compressed that down a lot, but...
Yeah, by the time I render it, like when I rendered the last podcast, I had about, let's see, over 300 gigs of video, and then they would compress down to about 8.2.
Yeah.
And that's what I upload.
Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty damn big difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean... Mainly, there's a lot of stuff like retro that I've been meaning to do, because I've got tons of retro games that I've been meaning to go through.
Yeah.
Some of them have just been so difficult to like really just sit down and go through it again, because some of them are kind of a pain in the ass. Like some of the Ninja Gaiden stuff that I wanted to do, like from Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3. Some of it was just getting where I'm like, fuck this game, because I got through Ninja Gaiden 1, and I think I could get through Ninja Gaiden 2 again pretty easy, but man, sometimes those games just grate on the nerves, and Contra is kind of the same way. I like the first Contra is not really like I see Contra get put on top 10 lists of like hardest games of all time, and the first Contra's on there, first Castlevania's on there. And I'm like, man, if you're going to put titles from those series on there, those are not the ones you want to put on there.
Yeah.
Because those are not the hardest games in the series by any definition.
I don't think Super C is harder than the first Contra.
It's a lot harder than the first one. And the third one's even harder than that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the end. Jesus Christ. The ending's crazy. The hardest Contra game I ever played was probably a cross between either Shattered Soldier, because the Shattered Soldier, seriously, the last 3 levels of that fucking game are ridiculous.
Yeah. Did you ever beat it?
No, I did not.
Because I know you got close.
Yeah, we got it in the last couple levels, but we got fucked up. Yeah. Hardcore is probably another one that is really fucking hard. Let's see. But I mean, in comparison though, in the Contra series, first Contra is by far the easiest Contra. Mm-hmm. Contra 4 even is a fucking hard game. For the DS.
That for the DS? Yeah.
Yeah. And then Castlevania Bloodlines is shitloads harder than the first one. Castlevania 3, shitloads harder than the first one. Castlevania 2 is piss poor easy, so I wouldn't count it. Castlevania 4 is decently easy. There's probably about 3 levels in that game
that's
really
for
difficult.
the Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
There's about 3 levels in that game that are hard. Rondo of Blood is pretty damn difficult.
I've beat it.
Yeah.
And I even got all the chicks.
Yeah, it takes some work to get that one down. Yeah, like you die a lot at the beginning.
Yeah.
Dracula X, the one for Super Nintendo, it's fucking hard.
Yeah, I heard especially the final boss.
Yeah,
is
it's
really
bullshit.
hard.
Because you have to fight Dracula standing on there's 5 or 6 columns.
Mm-hmm.
So he's throwing fireballs at you, and like the small ones and the big ones and shit, just like he does in Rondo.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to fight him on that, and I think he even has a second form. Pretty sure he does.
I thought in Rondo Dracula had 3 forms.
Well, he might have 3 in this one too.
Yeah.
I think he has everything he had in Rondo. So
Okay.
yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he has 3 forms in Rondo. That's the only Castlevania game I've beaten.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and some of those other ones, like Ghouls and Ghosts, or Ghosts and Goblins. Ghosts and Goblins is fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
That first one is very difficult. I tried where I sat and played it for 20 hours. I was like, man, I'm gonna go through Ghosts and Goblins. I'm gonna beat the arcade one. No, I didn't do it. Those Red Arbiters just fucking pissed me off so bad. So I stopped. But yeah, I don't know where I was going off on the tangent on this, but I was
just playing games.
But there are a lot of retro games that I'd like to do, and some of them I don't want to throw my controller through the TV. And I mean, I actually thought about going through some of them to do this game sucks type thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple games that just fucking suck. One of them I would do, but it's been done a million times, is Bayou Billy.
Yeah.
That game sucks.
But everyone has it.
Yeah.
Everyone owns that game.
And it's horrible.
I own that game.
I have RoboCop 2. Now, that is one game that a lot of people seem to not have. And it's actually worth $20.
I have this one game. It's like Adventure Kid or something like that.
Adventure Kid.
It's like the weirdest game. I don't think that's the name. It might be something completely different. But I remember the cover. I own it.
Yeah.
And the cover is this dude that, of course, he's the quintessential 90s type bro dude. He's got sunglasses on and a backwards hat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a platformer game. And you just go around, and the game kind of sucks ass.
Mm.
But I have it, and I've beat it. Because it was one of those, I got a new game as a kid.
Gotta play it.
Gotta play it nonstop. Tells me to quit.
I've got some shitty games like that. And see, these are games that I say are shitty, and they might not be that shitty. But, because they had the arcade classic Mappy.
Yeah.
I had Mappy Land, which is an NES title. I hated that game as a kid. I was like, this is shit. And then they had that one where it was is it Milton's Secret Castle?
I have no idea.
No, it's Mylan's Secret Castle. That game, I saw on a lot of people where they were just like, yeah, this classic game, Mylan's Secret Castle. And I was like, I fucking hated Mylan's Secret Castle.
Fuck Mylan.
Yeah, fuck Mylan and his fucking hat. But I had Dr. Chaos. That game, I did not realize until YouTube was fucking invented that I did not even make it to the first fucking stage of that game.
You were just in a tutorial?
Yeah, because I thought that my password system in that game, I thought it was broken in my cart. Because I was just like, man, I've put in passwords, and I start at the beginning of this goddamn game every fucking time. Where you're outside the house, you have a fucking knife, you run in, you kill rats and shit, and they just you kill a rat, and they just die, and then they pop up somewhere else, and you just keep fucking... And you go into rooms... It's like Friday the 13th, the game, where you go into rooms and you're looking through cabinets and shit. And you got the whole thing where it's the little finger on the hand and it's like point and click,
Yeah.
And so you're going through the side-scrolling platforming thing where you're you can get a gun from the cabinet, you can get medicine and all this shit. Well, apparently, there's supposed to be a thing where, I don't know if you just I don't remember if you move something out of the way, but there's a hole in the wall. And you go through the hole in the wall. And you go to a fucking world. And it's just some crazy world. You'll go in where there's all these demons and shit. And you have to kill them to get to the end of the level, and then like once you complete that, you get like a piece of something that you have a goal.
Yeah.
I was going through the fucking game, going through all these goddamn rooms, killing fucking everything a billion times over, collecting guns, grenades, shit tons of potions. I was gonna make meth and like, all this shit, and fucking had not done anything in the game technically. Yeah. I had all this inventory, and I was like, yeah, all right, so this fucking password's gonna keep all the inventory. No, because I didn't fucking do anything in the game. And it took me like 13 years to figure this out, because I watched the thing and then everybody's just like, yeah, this game's kind of neat because you just go into these parallel like universes and shit. It's almost like an H.P. Lovecraft thing, and I'm like, what the fuck? I've been living a lie. I did not understand this goddamn game. Did
you have the booklet?
No,
because 90% of games back then, the entire story was a paragraph in the instruction book.
It would have been like, hey, there's a fucking hole in the wall. You just got to find the holes, jump through them, and go to an alternate dimension. But no, I did not know this shit, and so I had no idea what the fucking game was about.
Most of my games were loose carts.
Yeah, that's what this was. It was a yard sale game.
Yeah. So that's how I got most of my games. So like 90% of the games that I played as a kid, I had no idea why I was doing it or like how to even play.
Yeah.
Because some old Nintendo games just had weird, non-intuitive mechanics. Like, oh, you can save at any time if you hit every single button on the controller.
Yeah.
Or you have to like use select and weird button combinations to do stuff. Like,
Werewolf: The Last Warrior. That game has the weirdest button combinations, and it's shit that you have to know how to do.
Yeah.
Like there's the thing where you I don't remember if you hit like up and A and B, and you like jump and like hang to the ceiling. Like he'll stick his claws in the ceiling, and you have to use it to crawl across the ceiling. You have to use that. If you don't, you will just fall in spikes.
And that's what I would do if I had that game, because I'd have probably bought it as a loose cart.
I bought it as a loose cart and had to figure that shit out on my own. And like, there's a lot of moves he does. There's some where he does like this backflip thing where he has invincibility frames the whole time he does it, and people use it to get through a lot of hard segments of the game.
Here's something interesting that I found out that's kind of weird. Apparently, I mean, I don't know what patch fixed this or if it's even fixed, but apparently Dark Souls 2 for PC was a whole lot harder than the console version, because there was a lot of, like, things when it came to, like, damage that you would take and invincibility frames and certain things that were broken once the game got past 30 frames per second. So, like, at 60 frames a second, like, you would take more damage, and it was harder to avoid hits.
Yeah.
Because the game wasn't registering their, like...
30 frames.
30, yeah. It was, like, expecting... Like, their whole system was broke because of the 60 frames. I don't know if they've patched that out.
I think they have.
But it kind of makes me want to...
Or maybe not. I don't know, because, like...
Like, the way someone reported it, like, I just heard about this, like, today.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like a recent thing they found.
Well, like, I mean, I watched Lobos Jr. play crazy runs on Twitch all the time. And,
obviously people can still get through the game.
Like, he just blisters the game. But he has, like, pretty much perfect, like, rolls. Yeah. And, because he'll do rolls on bosses and, like, they miss him. Like, they'll swing through and he just does not get hit.
Yeah.
Because he's got that shit down. But, like, he plays it exclusively on PC.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did that, like, the entire time. But, that's just what he captures on for his Twitch stuff.
Yeah.
But he'll play, like, 6 hours in a row sometimes.
I just wonder, like, I just heard that. I'm like, man, that seems kind of crazy.
Yeah. That is very crazy.
It sounds like something that would be patched out, like, day one.
Yeah.
But still.
I just don't know if they thought about it.
So.
Just kinda... But they're like, man, if you think about it, our frames are going to be doubled. That might be a big deal.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I know it broke the shit out of Skyrim. Like, Skyrim was so frustrating. I don't play games with VSync if I can help it, because VSync causes input lag, and I just don't need it. If I can run a game over my refresh rate of my monitor, I don't have to worry about VSync, because it's never going to dip below. But Skyrim, if I didn't run VSync, anytime I would walk in a room, all the items in the room would just explode. By explode, I don't mean like explode into a billion pieces. It's just like it's like someone like hit every single item with a baseball bat at the same time, and they would just like fly through the whole fucking room.
That's what made me laugh when you played Dead Space.
Oh yeah, if you play Dead Space without VSync turned on, and you're going above 60 frames per second, that game wigs the fuck out.
Yeah.
And like corpses just kind of like spin on the floor non-stop, or they start shaking and start following you. They'll like snag on your feet and they'll just like trail you like fucking toilet paper.
I was just thinking about something. Do you still have your Dishonored videos?
Yeah, I do.
Because you probably need to re-upload those.
I think I need to redo those.
They're pretty awesome. I watch people do videos like that all the time, and they get so many fucking hits.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put up some new stuff, but
even the old stuff is interesting because, I mean, you're getting shit done. Like, you're destroying motherfuckers.
That game is so much fun to play killing things.
Yeah.
Like, I like stealth games. Like, I think Metal Gear Solid is the exact opposite. I think Metal Gear Solid is more fun when you don't kill anything.
Yeah, you just trank everybody.
But Dishonored, man, that game is begging for you just to go on a murderous rampage because...
Well, they make it so easy to, like...
And so fun.
Where you just blink everywhere.
You're a superhero, man.
You fucking, like, stop time, and you're having fun stabbing people in the throat. I mean, like
the only way I can't make any videos like that now because I'm like one mission away to completing my clean hands and ghost run where I don't get detected and I don't kill anybody.
Yeah.
So once I do that, I might upload some.
Well, it's just they're really
dicking around and Dishonored.
They're really entertaining. That's like my Max Payne stuff. It still has the most views of anything I've put up.
I wouldn't mind going through the first, second, and third Max Payne. I had so much fun playing those games.
Yeah. I suck ass at the first two. I kind of suck ass at the third one, too. I mean, like, I have some pretty entertaining shit in it, but I don't... On console, I'm definitely not good enough at it to what I'd like to be. Because it's... The only thing that's the only complaint I had about the game is on console... You know, most games you get a crosshair. This game, you get a ballpoint pen stroke.
Yeah.
Like, it's so tiny that if you're not playing on, like, a huge TV, and even if you are playing on a huge TV, if you're not in a completely, like, dark room where you can see that little thing, it's so hard sometimes to even know what you're shooting
at. I had that trouble in the first Resident Evil 4. For the GameCube.
Yeah, because the lasers.
Because the laser, I had a lot of trouble seeing it. That's why, like, when I played it for the Wii, I was kind of relieved that it was an actual crosshair.
Yeah, even though the aiming in it is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I was decent at it. That's the first Resident Evil game I beat was 4 for the Wii.
Yeah.
And only. No, I beat 5. Take that back.
Yeah. Yeah, because we beat 5.
We beat the shit out of 5.
We did.
We hated the game.
Yeah, I mean, I platinumed 5, and it was one of those where as soon as I platinumed it, I had the collector's edition.
You know what?
And I got rid of it.
Resident Evil 5, we're doing what people are doing with Destiny now.
Yeah.
Like, me and Matt, we would play fucking Resident Evil 5, like, hours on end and just complain about it.
Yeah.
Just like, man, this game...
And it got even worse when we got to the higher difficulties, because we realized exactly how flawed the game was. Because when you get to professional difficulty on that game, you just realize that 99% of that game is fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
And you're just like, man, fuck this game. I hate it. I just want to finish it. Because he helped me actually finish the game on professional so I could get the platinum.
Yep.
And we hated every fucking second.
Yeah, I remember we both beat the game individually.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, a game like this, you kind of need to... Since it's a horror game, you really can't be afraid when you're with somebody.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to be joking and making fun of everything in the game, which is what we did.
Yeah.
But, so we both beat the game by ourselves before we played co-op. And that was a chore because Shiva's a fucking idiot. And she would just run directly into death.
Yeah.
On a very regular basis.
Yeah, she was just like, hey, is this a fucking, death on a boat?
Let's run at it.
Run directly into it. Is that a turret? Let me get closer to it so it can't miss me.
Yeah, and then
dumb.
It was so fucking stupid as shit. Keeping her alive was the hardest part of the goddamn game.
Yeah.
But then, we started playing it co-op, and even we were complaining about it after we just beat it ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we started playing co-op to, get some of the weapons upgraded because there's an achievement for maxing out all your weapons. So we started just doing that. And the whole time we were playing it, we were just like, God damn it.
Yeah,
Fuck this game.
It's such a grind.
This sucks so bad. And I hear people talking about Destiny. I'm like, and I just had the correlation, like, Destiny is next gen's Resident Evil 5 for us.
Well, and that was the thing. Last week, I think we kind of defended Destiny a little bit just because
neither of us still haven't played it.
No.
But I'm convinced I don't want to play it now.
Yeah, after watching some more stuff about it, I'm kind of at the point where it just seems like it's a lot of work for nothing.
I will wait until the game is fixed and I will play it because I have the utmost faith that the game will be fixed. I don't know how it can be on like a 7-year development time and still have these issues.
Yeah, I don't know. It especially from Bungie, like, because Bungie's normally like.
I know a lot of people left Bungie toward the end.
Yeah.
Like some people that's been in Bungie forever left like in 2013.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the writing on the wall that some shit was going wrong.
Most of their work was still like, and I'm not dissing on the gameplay as far as the gunplay. The gunplay, like everything's solid. Like it feels great. It's just the content of the game. Because I mean, think about Halo 1. Halo 1, you go to all these different locales.
Yeah.
Like there's different parts of the game. I thought I was playing a different fucking game because at the beginning of the game, you're on the ship. Then you go to Halo.
Yep.
Everything's like lush garden looking shit,
Then you go
like,
meet the Flood and
and when you get to the library and all that shit, and you meet the Flood and it's just fucking chaos.
Yeah.
Like that was one of my first console first person memories, like first person shooter memories, is I played Halo on the Xbox, and I'd never played it before, and a friend of mine was just like, yeah, I'm saved on this level called the library. And so I went through the library level on like, I guess it was like heroic difficulty. And it was the most exciting fucking thing I'd ever played because I was just like, holy shit, this is like fucking Doom because there's just shit coming from it. You got those bloat things that'll blow up and they shoot out more shit at you.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, it's just chaos. And people are like, man, I fucking hate the flood levels. I'm like, I love the flood levels. Yeah. They're the most exciting part of the game. I hate fighting the Covenant because it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Because it's just that whole, those little fucking grunt guys that are annoying as shit. And
that you can just like melee to death.
Yeah, they're just Jawas.
Yeah.
And then like.
Then there's those weird annoying, like Michael Jackson dudes that like do the shoulder shake when they're like moving and stuff. And like
the fucking one-hit wonder douchebags with the swords.
Oh yeah.
They're invisible.
Yeah.
Assholes. I hate those guys. They set you back all the way to a fucking checkpoint.
Yeah.
And then the dickbags that get in their ghosts and like shoot at you. Fuck all that, man. The fucking flood shit was where it was at. And I hated that everybody was just like, man, I fucking hate the flood levels. I'm like, it's because you're a pussy because those are the coolest parts of it. Now, I know if you're playing on like fucking, the most ballsy difficulty,
it could probably be a pain in the ass.
Oh, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah.
See, I never played Halo on the Xbox. I beat it on PC.
I beat it on PC too, but I mean, I beat it on Xbox first.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good console shooter. It was really smooth.
Well, it was the first game I think anyone ever played on the console, first person wise, and said, okay, this could work.
Yeah, this could fucking work. Because most of them, like if you play like PS2 titles, a lot of them were running at 60 frames or at 30 frames, and they, as far as shooters went, a lot of them didn't feel right.
Yeah, Time Splitters was probably the best for the PS2.
Yeah, because it did run 60 frames.
Yeah, and who made Time Splitters?
It was the same people that made like fucking like GoldenEye and shit.
Yeah, I know. No, it wasn't. Rare made GoldenEye.
Yeah, but that team split off into something else, and they made like. Because the people that made like
because Time Splitters 2 is like one of the funnest first-person shooters I've played.
Yeah, and
on the console.
They were blazingly fast.
Yeah, they were.
And also, they were some of the smallest games as far as size. Because you had other games that were on DVDs and fucking Time Splitters. Like the first one was on a fucking compact disc.
Yeah.
Compact disc.
CD.
Yeah. But yeah, Free Radical. Yeah, that's the team.
Free Radical Design. And I guess they got bought by Crytek?
Huh.
Is that...
I did not know that. But yeah, see, they worked on the first-person shooters GoldenEye and Perfect Dark.
See,
and
so...
they left Rare to form Free Radical Design.
And then I guess Crytek bought them up?
I guess so.
Yep, purchased by... And now Crytek's in the shitter.
Yeah. So, sorry, Free Radical Design.
It was good.
Yeah, you guys did a great job on Time Splitters.
Yeah.
Time Splitters 1 and 2 were amazing. You know, I mean...
Oh, but they made Haze.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They made Haze.
I remember that. That's probably what killed them.
Fucking pile of shit.
And that's odd because Time Splitters 1 and 2 were so fucking good. Yeah, because they pumped it up so much.
I thought Haze was going to be
There was a guy that
shit.
looked like he was going to come in his pants when he was talking about it. It was one of the guys for Free Radical Design, and he was just like, oh my God, Haze is going to be the greatest first-person fucking shooter you've ever played in your fucking life. He's like, you get behind a goddamn minigun and a helicopter, and you're just taking out everything. And he's just like, and you get juiced on the fucking shit. And he's like, you go out and you see shit, man. You're like a predator.
He's like going through a flashback.
Yeah, he makes it sound like you're gonna take Crank and fucking kill everything.
But
and
it sucked so bad.
I mean, it got in Game Informer. It got like shit game of the week or the month.
it was horrible. I remember just playing the demo and being like, really
underwhelmed. You're just like, okay, every enemy is exactly the fucking same. They all look like me, apparently.
It was Destiny for the PS3. Oh wait, Destiny is on the PS3.
Yeah.
No, I'm giving Destiny a hard time, even though I have no first person. I hadn't even played the beta or anything, so I have to reserve some judgment before I actually play it.
It's
but it looks like they became Crytek UK, which made Crysis 2 and 3.
Okay.
So
which they're still good then.
Yeah.
Because Crysis 2, as much shit as people give it, yes, it's
Crysis 2 is fun.
It is a linear shooter, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
And Crysis 3 was a lot more fun than 2 was.
See, I never played 3 because it's on Origin only.
Yeah, I know.
Even though I'm cutting Origin some slack because it has gotten better, but
yeah,
I just don't like giving people money that I can't play games on Steam.
Yeah. I've got it on PS3, and it's a fun game.
Really?
It's one of those where, once you get past the first couple areas in the game, you're just like, all right. They kind of just give you free roam to just have fun and do whatever the fuck you want. And you're in the jungle and shit, so it's back to the jungle stuff.
That's cool.
You know, Axl Rose comes out and sings to you.
I don't know the fucking words. Knees.
Yeah.
No. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Knees.
But yeah, like.
Well, I think hasn't people asked Crytek to make another Time Splitters game? Or somebody.
I mean, I know that they have. Like,
Time Splitters was the shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Time Splitters live, like Quake.
Yeah.
I'd play it like crazy.
I'd play the fuck out of it, even if in the same engine.
Yeah.
Just put it 60 frames per second.
Quake Live proves that you don't have. If the gameplay
it's all
is
about
good,
the gameplay.
You'll
still have people fucking bitch about it.
Yeah, if you build it, they will come.
But yeah, there's. I mean, we played. Like I said, I played for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because one night we put in 2, and then the other night we put in 1 together or whatever. And like the entire time we played, we had full teams.
Yeah.
No matter what game mode, no matter what.
I just go in there, pick variety, and just because I like playing all the modes.
Yeah.
There's one mode I don't really care for because I suck at it, but I realize I don't care for it because I suck at it.
Is it the skulls thing?
Actually, the skulls I've gotten pretty decent at. It's the Red Rover.
Oh, yeah.
Red Rover's is a weird game mode. Like, you start out in 2 separate teams, and then every time you kill someone on the other team, they become a member of your team.
Yeah.
And the only way you can really score is pretty much don't die.
Take your member and stick it in the other
the
other team's ace.
So, like, it's really, like, I normally have a pretty horrible K to D, and if you don't have a really good K to D, that Red Rover is probably not your thing. Yeah. Like, I think I only have, like, I have, like, total, since I've been playing, like, 299 kills to 270 deaths. So, that's a pretty shitty.
You don't want to see my K to D.
Oh, really? Is it pretty rough?
I mean, I haven't looked at it, because I'm scared. I'm scared of it.
You don't even want to know.
I don't even want to know.
Sorry.
I know it's awful. I mean, I know that some of those matches I was doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn.
Yeah.
There's some of them where It may not be all that bad, but because I mean it might be like 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean it's still to me
Yeah.
that's shit.
Yeah.
Just bottom rung noob.
We were the whole time we were playing it though. We were thinking like, why doesn't Epic have Unreal Live?
I would play the fuck out of that. See, Unreal Tournament was one of those games that during our junior high years and our high school years,
We played it nonstop.
we played it non-fucking stop. That game, like people that play like,
We would go on Facing Worlds,
for like
do
2000
Capture the Flag.
well, see, people that played like 2004 as like their first Unreal Tournament, they've missed the fuck out.
Yeah.
The people that played Unreal Tournament 3, albeit Unreal Tournament 3 is a fucking fun game.
Yep.
I still, every now and then, crank it up on the PS3 and just fucking murder people.
Yeah, it's one of the only games on PS3 you can use a mouse and keyboard with.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very limited. You can't rebind your shit, but you can use a mouse and keyboard natively.
And it runs great. And it looks great. But, because that's what I used to tell people all the time when they would brag about having gears. I'm like, well, I got Unreal Tournament 3. It's a...
Yeah.
It's an Unreal Engine game.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
And it does the shitty texture pop in,
Yeah.
just like all the other Unreal games
But
at the
man,
time.
I did love that it was fast, just like
Yep.
the PC version. It was frantic and it looked good.
Yep.
And that was all that mattered. And so, like, but anyway, Unreal Tournament 1 was the breakthrough multiplayer game for first-person shooting out of, like, everything that was out. I mean, we
Yep.
played Quake 2 a lot. Played a
Yep.
lot of those games. Quake 3 came out. That was a big one.
But Unreal Tournament, I think, came out before Quake 3 did.
Yeah, it did. And that's why, like, Quake 3, we played, but we didn't play it half as much as
No.
Unreal Tournament, because Unreal Tournament had the fucking guns,
Yep.
the glory, and the fucking maps.
It had alt fires.
Yeah, it had
like-
alt fires to where, like, if you didn't like that your gun shot flak, you could make it shoot out grenades.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you didn't like that your missile launcher only fired one, you could
can
make
shoot
it fire five.
Was it 5 or 4?
It may have been 4, but
But
either
you could
way,
shoot it
you
in
could
two
just-
modes. You could shoot it like where it, like, all 4 would just kind of like broadcast spread out in
Yeah.
a direction, or you could do it to where it all concentrated in because your rockets could lock on if you kept the reticle on someone long enough.
yeah.
It was
And
such a cool game.
And it one of the best sniper rifles in any game
Oh, yeah.
ever. I did not realize. Okay, this is a story. You guys are gonna start getting into the Unreal Tournament stories now. But we had where he was talking about Facing Worlds. We were on Facing Worlds, and I would always go up to the very top of one of the towers. You got a sniper rifle.
Yep.
I would always grab the sniper rifle, the ammo. And my friend Tyler, we were playing on like just team deathmatch.
Yep.
And me and him were on the same team. And a lot of people, what they would like to do is stand on those Facing Worlds areas and fire off Ripper shots.
Yeah.
And a Ripper is a saw blade that, if you get the right shot, you'll decapitate
Yeah,
somebody.
you can get headshots with it.
Yeah, you can get headshots. And it's really badass when you pull it off, especially when you like shoot one, it ricochets off a wall.
Yeah, because it
Cut
would
somebody's
keep
head off.
bouncing.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Awesome gun if you know how to use it. Well, anyway, what I would do is I would stand on the top of that tower and snipe people. Well, I got really good at hitting headshots. And this is back in the day before laser mouse or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, no
We're playing
optical.
ball mice.
We're talking ball mice. And, Tyler would just laugh because we'd be playing LAN party style.
Mhm.
Where, my computer was really close to his, and all I'd hear is just headshot, headshot, headshot. Like godlike.
Yeah.
And over and over, just headshot, headshot.
Holy shit.
Yeah, holy shit.
That was.
And just,
Was that one of the first games that?
it's one of the first ones I heard him say shit in.
Yeah, it was just like, because I mean, you would just
Because
straight
that
out
and then
say it.
Half-Life.
Just holy shit.
Because Half-Life 1, you remember you'd throw the grenades at the grunt guys, the Marines, and they'd just be like, holy shit. But it'd be through their, like, fucking, their mic where it's just so close to their mouth that it's just, holy shit.
Yeah.
And hilarious. That was one of the first games where I was like, did they say holy shit? Like, this is hilarious. And I think Shadow Man, he said shit a lot. Because they even put parental advisory on that game because he said shit. But anyway.
Shadow Man's one of those games that I don't really
It's not
remember a
it's
lot
not
of.
great. I never played Shadow Man 2 for the PS2. I almost wanted to because I was just like, Shadow Man was kind of a cool concept. I was just hoping they made a better game.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Headshots.
So he would hear those, and then he looked over at my computer screen, and he realized that I wasn't using my scope.
Oh, you were shooting them with just the reticle.
I was just shooting them with the reticle. And, like, the only scope I would do is I would just click the scope, and it brings up, like, just 2x, which is fucking tiny.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just 2 times your regular scope aim. So, like, I had 2x on.
I think it would go all the way up to 6.
It was like 16.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it would get close.
It was like fucking ridiculous. Like, you could see their entire body if they're, like, you know, facing worlds, you're way up a tower.
Yep.
And these people look like ants. And I'm sniping them headshots. And he just looks over the screen and he just stops. And he's like, what the fuck? How are you hitting headshots like that? And I was like, you know, got used to doing this because, you know, the scope in this game blows ass. He's like, hold down the button. And I held down the button and it just started scrolling in and you could just let it stop where it gets to, you know, where you're comfortable. And I was like, well, fuck. It's so much easier now because, you know, their heads are huge, you know, and I'm sitting here shooting them when they're just ants and blowing their heads off. And he's just like, holy shit. So, like, I pretty much became his point man. When we played Capture the Flag, I would just crouch outside of a temple and he would go in. And he was good enough that he could hold his own, but he would just run in, grab their flag, and be coming out. And he's just bunny hopping.
Yeah.
And I would just pick off everybody as soon as they came out the door. So he would be jumping out with the flag, and I would just cap everybody that was around him. And he said that the funniest thing is he would just be bunny hopping, and all he could see is his gun and heads bouncing all around him, and just hear headshot, 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 headshot. And that was some funny shit.
Yeah, we played Unreal a ton. Yeah. I would say we played Unreal more than Quake 3.
Very much.
We probably played Quake 2 about on par with Unreal.
Yeah. I think Quake 2, in my opinion, like the multiplayer for me, it wasn't as fast as 3 by any means.
Yeah.
But the guns just felt better. In a lot of ways. Like, I just liked the machine gun in that game, the shotgun.
Chain gun.
The chain gun. Now, the chain gun was almost fucking broken. If you hear that thing wind up and you're not behind a wall, you're dead. Like, you'll just turn to Gibbs.
Yeah.
So 3 was more, like, way more balanced.
The railgun in 2, wasn't it a one-shot kill if you didn't have armor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, railgun was what people used if you just wanted to murder.
See, I use railguns in 3 and Live, but it only takes 80% of the health.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to use it in conjunction with other weapons to get your kills, because there were so many times, like, on Quake Live, they rank your more than just who won.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you looked, I'd be like 3rd, but I would have done the most damage out of everyone. Like, I had inflicted the most damage on my opponents more than anyone. And it's because I used the railgun, and I would get, like, the first rail, which zaps 80%.
Yeah.
But, you know, you gotta shoot them again or they don't die.
And you have like a 3 or 4 second wait.
Yeah, it's like if you miss a rail shot, you feel it.
Yeah.
So,
which was my experience with the railgun. Yeah. I felt it all the time.
So what you have to do, or the strategy I'm using, is I just use another weapon to, like, butter them up a little bit, like take about 20 to 25 health. Then I switch to the rail and nail them, and if they have armor, you know, they're still alive, but for the most part, that's a kill.
I had excellent... Now, I don't know about the regular machine gun, but the heavy machine gun...
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can't have the heavy and the rail at the same time if you haven't picked them up, but man, like, I did so much damage with the heavy machine gun. I was getting more kills with the heavy machine gun than I was the shotgun, rail gun,
or
the
rocket really good with the shotgun.
But...
I do. Shotgun and rail's kind of like my combo.
I guess I just had consistent damage, like, where they would be, like, waiting for something to be able to shoot again, and I'm just, like, laying, damage to them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we had fun with a lot of those old shooters. And then, like, you know, going back to Halo, we had a lot of Halo parties.
Yeah, Halo LAN parties were really, really popular.
Yeah.
Like... I remember when I blew people's mind because they were using hubs. I'm like, whoa, you're using hubs? Why don't you guys use switches? Because, I mean, for those aren't super networking nerds out there, a hub is really high latency because only one packet can broadcast out of all ports at once. So that means like only one device can truly communicate with all the other devices, and then like you kind of have to take turns. Or on a Switch, everybody can talk to everybody just like on the fly.
Yeah.
So like you get a lot better latency on a Switch than you do a hub. But
and you got a lot less bullshit deaths.
Yep.
Where people, lag.
Yeah, fucking lag.
And I had a lot of good memories with Halo. And that
not so much with Halo 2.
No.
Like honestly, I mean let's just dissect Bungie for a second. Marathon, awesome.
Marathon was a great trilogy.
Marathon was. Halo 1
was great.
Awesome. Halo 2 I thought was shitty.
Now, the multiplayer in it though was more popular than even the first one.
Yeah, but that's just because it was online.
Well,
like the first Halo didn't have Xbox Live.
Well, Halo 2 was still decently solid, and until people started figuring out the brokenness of the needle, like like dual wielding needlers or whatever, it was just stupid. Yeah, you just destroy. And then 3, I didn't really play much of 3. I never got a 360, so like I played it. I played through the campaign.
It had 4-player co-op on the campaign, didn't it?
I think so. I only played 2-player.
Had 4.
I only played 2-player co-op, but I played through it. Played some of the multiplayer, and then I played a lot of Reach. What was
Reach
sad
was the best one, I think, for last gen.
What was sad is this couldn't be said about like going through every, like playing Halo Online or anything. But I was in Michigan with a friend of mine over at his dad's house, and his stepbrother and his dad and my friend were all playing with me, and we were playing, it's back when Modern Warfare 2 came out.
Mm-hmm.
We were playing that, and of course his dad was just kicking our ass. Because his dad, that's all he played, and he was really good at it. So he was just dominating us. And so we played that for like 3 days. And finally his dad was just like, well, if you guys want to kick it up, and just play something different. Well, we were like, well, what do you got? So we looked through and found Halo 3, and we were like, we'll play Halo 3. And we played that game, and I dominated Slayer. I never lost.
Yeah.
I had at least a 10 kill lead on everybody the whole time. And I was texting most of the time. I would stop, put my controller down, and be texting. And like was still whipping everybody's ass. And what's funny is his stepbrother kept getting mad. And he was just like, this is bullshit. He's like, this guy's like freaking cheating and shit, and all this. And I'm just like, I'm not cheating. He's like,
not even trying.
Yeah, he goes, I bet you play this game all the time. And Eric just looks at, that's my friend. He just looks at his stepbrother and goes, actually, he never plays this game.
He doesn't have a 360.
He doesn't have a 360. Like, he played the first Halo a lot, but like, he never plays this game. You're just getting your ass spanked. Yeah. He's like, I'm getting my ass spanked.
Yeah, I played Halo 3 a little bit. I haven't played Halo 4.
I didn't ever play Halo 4. I played Reach a lot.
I thought Reach was the best one of last gen.
Reach was really cool. And it looked like it had a pretty good single player.
It did. That's what I didn't play. I was kind of done with Halo multiplayer after Halo. I was just like, I'd burn out on it. Like, I wanted something new. That's probably why I dove really heavy into Resistance Fall of Man when it came out.
Yeah, we both did.
Because, I mean, I was a 5-star general. That's the highest rank you could get. I mean, granted, it was your classic leveling up system, like modern leveling up system, to where you don't have to be good to level up. You just have to
keep playing.
Win the war of attrition.
Yeah.
And keep playing. You will eventually get there. Which I think is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people should be able to prestige or, like, get super high rank in a game unless you're good.
Yeah, that's why, like, Metal Gear Online did it right.
The ladder systems.
SOCOM. Now, I know...
SOCOM does ladder systems.
Yeah. And I know that when it first came out, that... what was it called? It was the first SOCOM game for the PS3. It was a shitty game at first.
Well, it was broken.
It was broken at first. They
Yeah.
patched the fuck out of it and apparently made it a really fun game.
Yeah, but by that time it was labeled shit and no one played it.
Yeah. Now, there were a lot of people that were playing it, but it had a ladder system like that.
Yeah.
Where if you did not play consistently good, you dropped.
Yep.
Way down. And SOCOM 4, pretty sure had the same kind of shit.
If SOCOM, I mean, if the game didn't have the ladder system, to me the game's worthless. Because I understand. I mean, I'm fine with like letting the players like level up maybe and to like get certain like items and stuff just for winning. I mean, just for playing.
Yeah.
However, I don't think you should be ranked. Like maybe there should be like a level and then like a ranking.
Yeah.
Like he's like prestige 3 times, but he's like ranked noob tier or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's still getting his experience points and he's still progressing and unlocking the weapons and stuff like that, but his actual skill level is this.
Which I did hate that there was such a disadvantage when you just start.
Yeah, that's why I'm really liking Quake Live, because it takes you back to the time that
it's just
everybody's kind of
balanced.
on a level playing field.
You just have to get good.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it's less so now. Like, it's a whole lot more noob friendly now since you can have a loadout. Like, I start every time I die, I start out with a shotgun and a railgun.
Yeah,
it's the shit. Yeah. Like, a lot of people are hating on it because it makes it easier. But it does make it easier. I'm not gonna lie, but it makes it more fun.
It also just makes matches quicker, because what would happen if you took all that away? Here's what would happen: the idiot guys that will sit and spend like 80 hours in their parents' basements, playing Quake Live all the fucking time. Guess what they're gonna do? Memorize the maps. They're gonna know exactly, like, frame by frame how to get to the fucking shit before anybody else does. They'll just grab the best weapons. They'll camp around it.
I mean, the thing is they can still do that. Actually, the loadouts has made it easier for them, because they're starting out with...
But they're not playing the game because they're bitching about that. Yeah. Because the noobs get the same weapons they do, and they don't have that advantage over them anymore.
Yeah. They got to actually win skill for skill. Yeah. Well, granted, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not a skill, because memorizing the maps and effectively moving and stuff like that, that is a part of the game. Yeah. Understanding, like, when stuff's going to respawn,
but
like
I just mean, like, I don't give a shit that it's giving the noob a little bit of a...
I don't care. I mean, I'm the noob.
Yeah.
It's fun for me. But I mean, and the fact that you can turn it all off.
Yeah.
You can say, okay, that's cool, but on this server, we're not doing it. We're old school Quake.
I'm cool with that too.
Yeah, I don't understand why people have to complain when you can completely ignore it.
They don't go in 100% and like figure everything out before they bitch about it.
Yeah.
People nowadays just want a reason to bitch about everything. And I mean, we bitch a lot.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, I know that there's a lot of our podcast things where I've gone back and listened, and I'm just like, man, we just spent like 70% of this podcast bitching about stuff.
Yeah, we're bitching about people bitching right now.
Yeah. Just quit being bitches. We'll bitch about bitches.
We could talk about something weird. While Microsoft is even trying in Japan?
I don't know.
Hell, why is even anyone trying in Japan right now?
Yeah.
That place is dead.
I mean, well...
Console-wise.
Console-wise, yes. Because, I mean, a lot of Japanese players are, they're all about the phones now.
Yeah.
iOS, media
mobile market.
Mobile games. And that, that's fine.
Yeah, whatever they like. Which, it's so weird to me, though, because they have such a long history of
and I mean, they still...
games.
Well, they still make good games there.
Well, they still have a huge arcade scene, too.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we don't. There's a place you can play game. I mean, I'm sure they play some of the games that we play, but they literally play them in an arcade.
Yeah. Where
we play them at home on the consoles.
Yeah. Because they don't... Yeah, I mean, that gives them something to do outside.
Yeah.
They're getting, like, sun...
Yeah, I think...
We're not.
Are they just a more social people than we are?
Yeah, I mean, like...
Maybe it's because they're not afraid, if they go outside, they're going to get shot by somebody.
Yeah, we have a lot of that.
That probably helps. Man, I watch this... I'm forced to watch CNN throughout my day because it's just on the TV. We have to, like, monitor something. I don't know. If we go to DEF CON 4, I'm supposed to, I don't know, put a helmet on and go under my fucking desk. I don't know why we watch CNN.
Yeah.
It's a requirement requirement.
So you're pretty much
of my
watching
job.
the, we're discovering worthless shit all day.
Yeah,
thing,
and so I look up I occasionally look up at it, and it was just this dude who was standing at his SUV, and I guess a cop was talking to him, and all he does is reach into his SUV. Cop totally like fucking freaks out and shoots the guy like twice.
Yeah.
And he had no weapon, nothing. I'm like, when did cops become fucking pussies?
Apparently this past 2 months.
I mean,
that's all they've done is shot people.
First of all, if you're a police officer, you have like one of the safest jobs in the world. It is safer for you to be a police officer in like Memphis, Tennessee, than it is for you to be a citizen in Memphis, Tennessee. You have more of a chance of violence against you as a person going to the grocery store than you do as a police officer. Yeah. So why the fuck are they so trigger happy and terrified?
And like animals, man. I've seen them shoot so many animals lately. Like not just people, but animals too.
Well,
like,
I mean, when you say animals, I'm thinking of people because of Anamusha.
Oh,
that's what the fucking demon dude calls everybody.
Yeah, I mean, they've been shooting a shitload of people. They also been shooting a shitload of dogs that weren't even do anything. Yeah. Like there was one.
Is that a Shih Tzu?
Well, like there was one that was just. I mean, it was ridiculous. And this guy, nothing happened to him.
He probably got suspended with pay.
No,
so we call that vacation.
They didn't even. No, they just said it was valid. But what he did is like he's on his camera. And, like, the other guy knows what he's going to do. Because he goes out and grabs a blanket first. Like, to put over the dead dog. The dog's not dead yet.
Yeah.
And it's the most docile dog I've ever seen. This dog is just, like, content with just sitting around. It's kind of a big dog. It's not doing anything. And he puts the fucking, like, leash thing, from the leash pole thing. Puts it around his neck. And is, like, jerking the dog over to, like, the ditch. And the dog's just, like, cool with it. He's just rolling. He's like, all right, he's just walking with him. No struggle. He gets the dog and like pushes the dog over, and so he's like holding the dog down pretty much with his foot. And the dog's not even caring. He's wagging his tail and shit. And then like he just keeps standing there like with the dog pinned down like this for a couple minutes, and then he just kind of looks around and then just shoots the dog in the head. And, like, the guy comes over with a fucking sheet, covers the dog up or whatever. And he was just like, yeah, he was being ferocious. I had to put him down. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Somebody needs to put you in a ditch and shoot you in the head.
Well, the thing is a lot of these people are, like, psychotics.
Yeah.
Like.
They're just sociopathic behavior. Well, these guys getting a badge and a gun and they.
Think they own the world.
They're just like, eh.
So what we're telling you, kids, kill cops. That's our message.
Not inciting any kind of shit like that. Well, I mean, there was a guy in Red Bank that
Red Bank is the area around where we live.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of a guy that wasn't doing anything. He actually he pulled him over for like a suspected DUI. The guy was Mexican. And he gets the guy on the ground. Guy has his head turned away from the police officer. Then all of a sudden, the police officer just starts, like, punching him in the back of the head, punches him, like, 9 times with his head hitting the pavement, crushes the guy's orbital, part of his skull, like, fractures the skull. He can't see out of his eye. He had to go to the doctor just to get it fucking fixed to where he didn't, so he could use his eye again. And they fucking commended the guy, gave him a promotion.
Yeah, and that's why.
And he was just like, oh, God was trying to bite me. I was like, his fucking head was turned away from you. I don't get this shit.
It's crazy to me that people think that, trying to give everyone free health care is tyranny, but, cops beating the living shit out of civilians that haven't really done anything wrong is, freedom.
And I can't go a day without reading about a cop shooting an unarmed person now.
Yeah.
Every day.
Oh, if you ever want to just get... I had to unsubscribe from the Reddit. There's a subreddit called Guns Are Cool, and it is the most depressing Reddit stream you ever, because every post is just about someone that's died from gun violence, and most of the time it's a police officer against a unarmed civilian.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and we're not saying that all cops are bad or anything.
We're just saying not all cops are bad, but if you are a bad person, you're probably a cop. That's what we're saying.
Yeah,
Statistically, you're probably a police officer if you're a bad person.
it's alarming how many people are getting shot by cops. These are the people that are supposed to protect you, and you're getting shot by. And they're making up things about people gaming and like shooting up schools and shit and blaming it on games and stuff like that. And it's just like there's more deaths by cops shooting people than I see about school shootings and shit like that. Now, as far as cumulative, like, during a school shooting, there's more deaths than, like, because the cops don't go on a rampage most of the time and kill, like, 9 people in one sitting. They just do it, one at a time.
Yeah.
They keep their numbers, gotta kill at least a person a year.
People kill people more than cops kill civilians.
Yeah.
Like, civilian on civilian crime is much higher.
It's just report. Now, I do think that, like the LA thing.
It's just, I think cops should be held to a higher standard than the normal Joe on the street or drug dealer.
But they end up killing somebody and they get off like suspension with pay.
Yeah.
Or they get a fucking promotion and get called a hero because they were put into stressful circumstance. I'm like, no.
First of all, no one forced you to do this job. You took a 6-week training course at a fucking community college, and now you walk around with a gun and you think you own the world.
Now, I mean, granted, it has to be a stressful job.
And I'm using that just based around the police officers around here.
Yeah.
Because you're not required. I think it's like a 6-week course.
Yeah. I don't even know if you go through psych evaluations anymore.
I don't think you do. I think if you can run a mile in 12 minutes, and you can shoot a watermelon from like 10 yards away, you're a police officer.
Yeah. If you can shoot a watermelon, you can kill a person. You're good to go.
Yeah.
But like,
here's your badge.
Here's your badge. Uphold the raw. But yeah, like, I don't know.
It's gotten on a weird tangent.
Yeah.
Of course, this is the part of the podcast no one hears, so we can pretty much say whatever we want.
Yeah, we're past the hour mark.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. we can get into our big
tirades.
This
is just gonna turn into like NPR.
Yeah.
This isn't even going to
be NPR with fucks.
Yeah, it's not even going to be like a gaming podcast anymore. Like gaming culture with violence. Now with more violence. I guess this is just what happens. Last week we got on the ISIS kick, which ISIS can go fuck itself.
Yep.
And just dumbasses. And fucking Ebola can go fuck itself.
Is Ebola still a thing?
Yeah.
Like, I heard about it all the time, and now I don't hear about it hardly at all.
No, Ebola is... They said that they're predicting, I guess, a spread of like 1.21 million...
Here?
No, in...
Africa?
Just, in Africa.
That place can't catch a break.
Spreading through Africa by February.
Well, here's one thing about Ebola, while we're on the subject. This is one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. One of the main reasons that it's spreading so rampantly in these areas is Ebola is way more contagious when the host dies.
He's dead. And people touching the dead people.
And there's like apparently like religious ceremonies where the family has to like handle the corpse and like kiss it and stuff. And I'm just like, no. Why? They are literally... There are people stealing bodies from the biohazard stuff just so they can like give it the proper religious burial. Yeah. I'm like, you've just buried your whole family.
Yeah.
Congrats. You fucking moron.
And a lot of other people are taking the bodies and just chucking them in the river.
Yeah.
Where everybody's drinking water.
Yeah.
Out of the
fucking river.
There's
this one thing that I read that someone broke into like a quarantined off area and stole a bunch of mattresses from a warehouse where all the mattresses had dead Ebola-ridden corpses on it.
And this is why people end up getting killed.
Yeah.
And, it's just ridiculous.
It's just dumb.
I don't understand it. I guess it's just natural selection happening.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we're probably going to have... I mean, we're due for some kind of plague or some shit to come through at some point and wipe out a shitload of people. And, I mean, I'm not happy about that.
No, it's just high time.
Yeah. I guess the tolerance thing, Mother Nature's got to fucking kill some
Well, I mean, Ebola's been around forever.
Yeah, no, not so much Ebola. I just mean, like, we had, like, some of the bird flu things that were going to happen where they're just like, this shit's going to liquefy your insides.
Yeah, bird flu, swine flu, all that stuff was just kind of overhyped bullshit.
Yeah. But either way,
H1N1, I think is what the swine flu is.
Yeah, which, when there's supposed to be a game coming out called, like, H1Z1?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a PC game.
I don't know anything about games.
Yeah, you do.
I don't follow gaming.
So this has turned into now it's gaming denial.
Yeah.
The podcast.
What are these games you speak of? I'm an adult, sir.
I guess we'll that'll be part of the name. I guess I'm an adult,
sir.
Sir.
See the monocle.
But these, I know the title. See, now that we've decided to come up with titles for these episodes, I know that they're going to get more crazy.
Yeah.
Because this one's just going to be like gun rant.
Yeah.
You know,
cop killer.
Cop hate.
Cop hate. Well, I mean, can we think of any games that paint cops in a worse light? Like, I mean, True Crime was a pretty rough one.
Well, like San Andreas was pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh man, San Andreas.
San Andreas was bad.
Yeah.
Like cop corruption was huge in that game.
Well, I mean,
LA Noire had a lot of stuff in it like that.
Yeah.
Because you had all those
That's
plot
a game
lines
that I have
where
not
like
played. Like I haven't played hardly any of that game.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything.
Is it good?
It's great. Yeah,
I've heard mixed things, but
it's excellent, and the story in it's really good. And the only complaint I had was originally they had it to where like, this is hilarious by the way, but it can fuck you on some of your cases. But like, they had it set up to where like it was a system of like, I believe him, I fucking don't believe him, and you fucking did it. And they miss. Like, they left those in, okay?
Uh-huh.
They left all those options, but they changed what they were called. So, like, one of them is just, like, kind of, like, believe. The other one's, like, question. And then the other one's just, like, pretty much flat out fucking accuse them.
Yeah.
And so you get really weird reactions from people. Because I had one where I was talking to this woman. Her husband got killed. She was telling me some story and everything was going pretty good. I was believing a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets to one part where I was just like, I don't know if I believe it, so I'm just going to question it a little bit.
Yeah.
What does my guy do? He just points at her. He's like, you fucking did it, didn't you? You fucking bitch. He's like, you were jealous of your husband and you killed him, you fucking whore. And I was like, that's not at all what I wanted him to do. And she's just like, this interview's over. And so, like, interrogation was over and the fucking guy came out. He's like, you fucking blew it. You fucking dumbass. And I'm like, I was just saying a question.
Yeah, I just wanted to say,
I kind of don't think that's what she's, I don't believe
it's kind of like
her.
in Mass Effect, the first one, like when I accidentally punched that reporter lady.
Yeah,
it was just like, the option was like, tell her to be quiet or like shut her up. And you just like walk up and punch her in the fucking face. Yeah. I'm like, what? That's not what I wanted to do.
That's exactly what happens in LA Noire. You just have moments of just, that's not exactly what I was trying to do. But it was too funny.
Yeah.
Because, I'd just be like, I don't know. And then he's just, you fucking did it, you cunt. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh. But no, the game's exciting. The story's really fucking good.
I heard the driving was kind of shitty.
It's not bad. You're talking, like, to each other most of the time. There's a lot of awesome dialogue going on. I just kind of cruised and read the map. And then, like, you have the chase things. And the chase things are pretty intense because you're driving vehicles at your top speeds, like, 40 miles an hour, so you're just like, oh, you get back here, you cocksucker. So they're driving a truck, and they're, fuck you, copper, shooting at you, and it's amusing.
Yeah.
I had so much fun with that game. And then, you upgrade, like, you go to Vice and shit, and, like, Vice gets more complicated. It's really awesome to walk around the fucking crime scenes and, like, try to pick up as many, as many pieces of evidence as you can and try to take as many notes as you can. You really try to work hard on the case. It's pretty damn cool, man. You should definitely check LA Noire out.
I mean, I have it. I just haven't played it.
Oh, yeah, you need to, man. You'd love it.
Yeah.
Just, if you ever do a Let's Play of it, just listen to what people are saying, because you'll miss a lot of shit if you don't.
Or just, like, random choice.
That would be awful. Because some of those, man, you'll make some cases hard on you.
Yeah.
Because you'll kill off, like, not, like, kill somebody, but you'll cut off a lot of, like, your good, easy ways to solve a case. And then there's other times where you think you got shit done, and no. But, like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. It's a really good game.
Yeah.
And
I got it on the PS3. I've thought about buying it on the PC quite a few times, but since it's locked at 30, I don't feel any need.
And it plays great on PS3. It's the same engine that they use for, like, Max Payne 3. And actually, they built the LA Noire engine as kind of a test runner for, like, Max Payne 3. because they talked about how they wanted to do. I think it was that way. They said that they built that engine originally to do that, and then Max Payne 3 made it like they took all the awesome detail of LA Noire, like the facial structure, animation stuff, and they contained it to where they made it in smaller environments, so it was even more detailed.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said when they made Grand Theft Auto 5, they were going to see if they could just like stretch it way out.
Yeah.
And they fucking did an amazing job on that. So like LA Noire was kind of like the beginning of the awesome tech that they were doing for their engines. And
are you going to get GTA 5 on the PS4?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
When does that come out?
November.
November?
Yeah.
PC's January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I might get it in November, depending
so
on
have
what's
you bought
going
an iPhone 6?
Fuck no.
Have you? Are you gonna?
No.
Gonna get that? How are you gonna live without the iWatch? It's like a watch, man. That
yeah, but I'm
syncs
good
with your phone.
I'm good without bent phones. Those things are bending like.
Well, a guy I work with actually has an iPhone 6, and it seems nice.
Yeah. They're just too goddamn big, in my opinion.
Well, he doesn't have the big one.
Okay.
He has
he doesn't have the
normal
plus,
size one.
But still, the fucking one that's not the plus, I think it's like 5.5 inches, or maybe that's the plus.
No, that's the plus.
It's 4.5 inches.
It's
bigger than.
It's 4.3 or 4.5. Yeah.
It's bigger than some Asian average penis size.
Yep. That's how we measure phones.
Yeah. It's like, this thing's not as big as my dick. Make it bigger. Yeah, like fucking 8-inch phones everywhere. But like, shouldn't you just go back to buy, like a
Sony does have like a
phone, like
Sony does have like a 6-inch phone.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
it's like a waterproof tablet phone, and literally you don't even put the whole thing to your head. It's like you have like a Bluetooth thing for it. I don't even know if it has a.
Yeah, it's called ass tooth.
Yeah, it's something weird. It is a huge fucking phone. It's the biggest phone I've ever seen in my life. I think it might be a 7-inch phone.
It's probably a satellite phone.
It's crazy.
Like, you could reach any fucking way in the world with this thing.
It came out at the same time as their like Xperia Z tablets and stuff like that. Yeah. And it was like Xperia Z phone, and it was like,
damn, that's crazy though.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you can hold it to your head, because that looks kind of bitching. It's like I'm just talking on my phone. It's 8 feet long.
Yeah, phones are getting ridiculous, and then the batteries in them are fucking gigantic.
Yeah, but they're not getting any better.
No.
Like, I don't...
Well,
like,
because
here's something, Apple or anybody. Next time you talk about an upgrade for your fucking mobile device, don't talk 3 days about how it's going to be faster and smoother and stuff. I just want a phone that lasts from when I wake up to when I go to sleep.
Well, like I said...
Can this be done?
Well, okay, the iPhone was doing decent with that, because it was doing pretty good. I will say the iPhone batteries were fucking pretty kick-ass. Even with like all the shit like Facebook, because Facebook's a vampire. Yeah. It's a fucking vampire. And then now,
background data.
Now you've got to have the fucking messenger if you want to do messages. That's a fucking double vampire.
Yep.
And even people with iPhones were just like, God damn, shit's draining my battery. Now they got iOS 8, and it apparently will like fuck your battery dead.
Yeah,
and
I wouldn't recommend putting 8 on a 4S.
No.
Like, I would only put 8 on a iPhone 5 and above.
Yeah, because a lot of it takes up a lot of data. Like, it takes up a lot of data and also just a lot of memory. And...
One cool thing about the iPhone 6 is I think the lowest gig version is like 64 gigs.
Yeah.
Or 32. It's 32.
Yeah.
There's a 32 gig phone, a 64 gig phone, and a 128 gig phone. That's a lot of fucking storage.
Yeah.
On a phone.
Which you hear about a lot of people in New York, like, used to the iPhone, like, the releases were people standing around, like, in line talking about it.
Days in advance.
Yeah. A lot of hipsters and stuff that were, we're just talking about, wearing...
Apple fanboys.
Wearing their scarves with their, spiced lattes from Starbucks. And with their laptops, talking about, can't wait for the new Apple device, bro. And, like, now it's just Chinese people. Because...
Well, I mean, they make them.
Well, no. They don't have them in China right now.
Uh-huh.
So, now it's just black market sales. So...
But they make them.
People...
What do you mean they don't have them in China?
They don't... Seriously.
They ship them to us.
They made a documentary thing about, like, it's just... There was nothing but just all these Chinese people. Most of them didn't even speak English. And they had Chinese representatives at the Apple store, helping them through with their transactions. They were buying like 4 or 5 phones per person. And then it shows them they're just walking over to like a Chinese dude who just comes over in his sunglasses and shit. He counts them out in the bag and just, they're walking out. Most people would get their phones out. They're playing with them immediately and shit. These people are just walking out with like 5 phones in their hand, in a bag.
Yeah.
They're not even looking at them. And then they walk over to a guy and make a drop. And the guy like counts the phones out, writes them down on a piece of paper, and just walks off with the phones and pays them money.
That doesn't make any fucking sense, though.
And they're sending them over to China and selling them but they don't have them there.
It's literally in the assembly. They put them in the boxes.
I know, but it's not. They're having to sell them here.
That makes no fucking sense.
Well, they're gonna have them later in China, but right now they don't. They're having to fucking buy them in America.
They are born there
and send them there. I know, it's crazy.
Like literally, the Chinese man uses his Chinese hands, makes a Chinese iPhone, puts it in the Chinese box, sends it to fucking America for Chinese man to buy said phone and ship it back to fucking China.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any goddamn sense
for an inflated price.
It doesn't make any fucking sense
because they're going for a shitload of money. But yeah, there's people that are buying those, and they just have black market dealers that will take the phones and fucking sell them.
Makes no fucking sense.
I guess that's capitalism.
Yes, that actually is.
It's capitalism.
It is capitalism in its worst form.
Yeah, but that's what's going on in the iPhone world. Is that 90% of the people that were buying iPhones in line at New York. Or in New York, rather, were Chinese.
Bringing them back to their motherland.
Yeah, they were going back to the motherland. So.
But, I mean, I guess they have to be able to activate. I mean, they must have the same, like, bands, like, as far as, like, wireless bands, for them to even be useful in China.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be something where they can get used universally.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, global phones and stuff like that. So, I mean,
and there might have so many I don't know how
cell phone bands out there.
Well, see, I don't know if they have, like, SIM service or anything, like how that all goes.
Yeah, I don't know how China does their shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, they may have to where they just swap out to a different SIM card.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they would have... Well, I don't know why they would have an iPhone 6 SIM card available that they could use, but not even have the fucking phone. Yeah. I don't know. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, that's all of our phones are carrier locked. Unless, they are going to hack those phones on day one.
They might be.
Which, I mean, Apple products are getting harder and harder to jailbreak.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the Apple TV 3 is even, it's been done. I think it's even been posted it can't be done.
Okay, and speaking of stuff like, I saw that on PlayStation 4, I saw that the PlayStation Now... Yeah.
The
PlayStation Now, the stream service.
Yeah.
It's open beta now.
Mm-hmm.
So I browsed some of the stuff just looking at the prices and everything. And it's funny how a lot of it's worded. Now, I don't know, a lot of it just says starting at, it'll have a price. And a lot of the games just, you're like PS2 titles and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And some of your PS3 titles.
What do they have? Like, anything worth a shit?
I mean, yeah, they got some stuff that's worth shit. The only thing is, some of the prices where they have their starting at, some of them are like $5. Now, most of them that I looked at were like $2 or $3.
Is that $5 like for an all-day thing?
But see, that's the thing. I think it's just, it might be like a day.
Like a 24-hour thing?
Yeah. Now, but I didn't get to look through it. I was just kind of browsing through, and I was like, okay, they got PlayStation, now on the open beta thing where you can actually browse. And, I don't know. I mean, I did a test. Like a connection test just to see. It told me I was golden for streaming games with no hiccups or whatever. And it's just one of those things where I would kind of just like...
Do they have a demo game for free that you can just even try it?
No, but I mean, there's something, a part of me, just so I wouldn't like bitch about how shitty it is or something like that by actually trying it. Just like doing one game for like a short test thing where I actually used it for that day. Mm-hmm. And just paid a couple of dollars just to test it. I hate that fucking shit, though. I hate beta testing stuff and paying for it.
Yeah. But it's literally called beta.
Yeah.
I should not have to give you money to test your shit.
And so, just to fucking, like, test this and see how it did. But, and see, so I could say yay or nay it's worth doing.
Yeah.
But what sucks about it is, like, I don't have a good enough gauge on their pricing to really, because I didn't go into a lot of the titles. They just have the things where it says like, you know, starting at.
Yeah.
They have a starting at price. But I'm just like, man, I mean, how much are these people really paying?
$5 though for a PS2 game?
No. They didn't have. I don't think it was $5 for any PS2 game. Most of these were like PS3.
Okay.
PS3 games and stuff. The PS2 games, most of them were like $2 or $3.
This thing is gonna fail right on its fucking face unless they make it something like Netflix, where you pay a subscription and you get unlimited play.
The reason I think it would fail on its face anyway is because of the point that you just mentioned, and also the fact that the titles have differentiation in prices.
Yeah, there's not a flat
There's no flat rate. It's just fucking like games that have been out for years are set on something higher than other games that have been out the same amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like $2 cheaper than that. And you're like, why? Like, is it because of the developer? Because the developer can go suck a dick. All you do is just tell them, look, we're going to set this as the thing to where, you know...
Well, I figured most of the games on there would just be first party.
But they're not. There's a lot of, like, third party stuff on there. And I think that's the reason that some of the prices are inflated. Now, at the same time, I didn't do a comparison where, you know, like I said, I wasn't on there long enough to, like, sit and gauge, you know, okay, this many first party games, and here's what the prices are for those. And then the third party games, and even branch them out. Like, if I did, I would separate them based on, like, what developer.
Yeah.
And I would probably bitch about the ones that had the really high ones, because I could pretty much tell you some of the ones that would have high ones. Like Capcom. Capcom would be one of the ones that would have higher prices on their shit because they're money-grubbing assholes. Just
it's working out for them,
plain and simple. Yeah, I mean, people buy their shit because... But then they piss all over their fucking franchises that make so much money. Like Mega Man... They're just like, oh, people couldn't care less about a new Mega Man game. And then it was funny because they show those pictures of all the fans standing out, and they're just like, we want Mega Man, and they're holding up fucking signs, and it looks like a goddamn wrestling match.
Well, both, like, what is it?
You know, like that whole
9
crowd.
and 10. Mega Man 9 and 10.
Oh, and Legend
sold really well.
Legends 3?
Yeah.
Legends 3 was one of the most highly anticipated titles.
Canned it.
And they fucking canned it.
Yeah.
And they were just like, nobody cared that we canned it. I'm like, bullshit. There's fucking pages all over everything.
There's a reason
just like,
that the dude that created Mega Man was able to get like $9 million fucking dollars.
Yeah, for fucking Mighty Number 9.
For Mega Man.
Yeah, because it's Mega Man.
Yeah.
It's just not called Mega Man.
Yeah.
And it plays a little different than Mega Man.
Yeah.
It's like Mega Man Dash.
Mega Man Dash.
Is what I would call it. Mighty Number 9 is Mega Man Dash.
Yeah.
And that's what you're getting. And that, you know, those people are fucking clamoring over it, and Capcom's not going to get any of the money because they're fucking dickheads.
Yeah. And what they're doing with the whole Resident Evil, I think I've made it a point to make this an issue every single podcast.
The episodic.
The episodic thing for Resident Evil Revelations 2 is the dumbest fucking thing I'd ever heard.
They're trying to get that Walking Dead fuck you money, man.
But the Walking Dead fuck you money, it makes sense that
know,
it's episodic because it's months in between each episode.
And they're making it like it's a show.
Yeah.
You're playing an interactive show.
Yeah. This, though, I mean, is there even going to be logical closure points at each hour? I mean, at each ending that you're going to get?
I think it's just going to be like where...
Fuck it.
Okay, no, it's just going to be like the Destiny thing, man. Like... Destiny, where they took the publisher, fucking cut out a bunch of the game.
Oh, has that been confirmed?
No, but that's with Angry Joe. The way he was talking about it, the DLC stuff they were talking about seems like all the story that was in the game that probably Activision just fucking cut out because they probably said we need DLC for this, and it's day.
I don't think so
because it's day one.
I think
things.
honestly though, Bungie has been sliding since fucking Halo.
But that doesn't mean that they didn't have a story for the game.
Oh, well, they do. Like, if you go online, you can read the fucking story.
Yeah, but
it's not in the game.
That's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Like, they don't need to do that in a game. Like, but I've seen games that do that shit before. Like, Last of Us was almost one of those. Where, like, there's a section where it just seems like, oh, man, seems like something's missing. Like, a bunch of shit's missing here. And the DLC went through and like had filled in a bunch of that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not saying anything negative against that because it was different.
Yeah, you knew what was going on.
Yeah, but there were games where I could see them doing that. later on down the line where they're just like, and we're just gonna fucking cut this piece out and this piece out. And they'll do like a fucking pizza.
I don't know. I don't think they cut anything out because I think Bungie was in legitimate shock at the reaction.
Oh, they said they were.
Like, holy shit, we didn't think. Like, it's like, I don't know. Were they just in a group of people that were just like 100% ass kickers and ass kissers, and everything they did was just like, godlike.
This is amazing, best game I've ever played.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand. Like,
and I do think that because, okay, if beta testing and alpha testing was any indication, yeah, they probably did think, oh man, this game's going to be perfect coming out the door. Now, I know that alpha and beta were still really far in the development because they only had a couple months left.
And so the thing is with the beta, everybody that played the beta were talking about how awesome it was.
But it was just because it was a small piece. Yeah,
they were just like, man, I wonder where this game's going to go. And then when you actually got the game, apparently nowhere. It is the beta.
Yeah.
If you have played the beta beginning to end, you have pretty much played the entire game because you're just going to repeat that over and over and over and over again.
And that's sad.
But I mean, some people are going to like it.
Yeah.
Some people are having a lot of fun with it. I had a couple friends that talk about.
Well, a lot of them are just having fun with the, they just have fun playing for the loot and like the experience.
The random loot.
Oh God, some of the fucking shit though that I've seen people go through. I wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't either.
No, I'm not gonna grind a level for 4 hours and end up getting like everybody on my team does shittier than me and gets like a fucking ton of stuff, and then I get nothing.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like that. I don't like that type of shit. They're gonna have to fix that.
Like I said, I will play the game when it is fixed, and when I mean fixed, when it's 60 frames per second on a PC.
Yeah.
And if it never does, I won't be heartbroken.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't.
Because I'll probably be playing the new Borderlands.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
Yeah, I'll probably play the pre-sequel quite a bit.
60 frames.
Yeah, I mean, hell, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff to be playing anyway.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much stuff that's coming out that you really don't have to worry about fretting if a game like that's a AAA title kind of bites the dust a little bit.
Yeah, and like it might get fixed.
Yeah.
Like who's to say that Destiny a year from now is the same game? If they really treat this like an MMO,
yeah,
it should be night and day.
Yeah.
Different.
So it's one of those where I'm just waiting. I got plenty of shit I can play. Tons of shit, actually.
Yep. I'm the same way.
From new shit to old shit, I got tons. So
yeah, honestly, I'm not really even clamoring for anything right now.
Yeah.
There's not a game on the horizon. I mean, I do want to play Evil Within. There's something about that game that has just really got me interested. It's
because, I mean, we were fans of, like Shadows of the Damned, Resident Evil, and stuff like that. It kind of takes, like, Resident Evil, like, and, like, Silent Hill type stuff, and, like, a Cannibal Corpse album cover, and throws everything together with, like, because you got the psychological horror, the really fucked up, Japanese way of, their horror style. I love psychological horror from Japanese developers because it's so interesting, especially Shinji Mikami.
Yeah.
He's got a really cool way of looking at stuff, especially, like I said, they've been doing really good with psychological stuff. That's why Silent Hills looks so cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a mixture of, Guillermo del Toro, and then you got fucking, Hideo Kojima, and they're working together, and you can tell from that Silent Hills trailer that they have a really Japanese heavy influence because all the crazy shit that's going on, man. Like in Fatal Frame, that's why I love Fatal Frame so much. Mm-hmm. Japanese psychological horror, I like that stuff. But so we'll see. I think Evil Within looks like a really fun title. It's just
I just hope it doesn't play like shit. I have a strong feeling that game is going to be buggy as all hell. It's just something that I have at my core that I think, and I don't just mean on PC.
Yeah.
I mean on everything. I think this game is going to be a mess on launch.
Well, you said it was like the Unreal 3 engine, right?
I don't know what engine it is. I think it's Unreal. It looks kind of Unreal to me.
Because Unreal 3 is a shitty engine when it comes to texture pop.
Yeah, I think it's
I don't like that stuff.
I don't either. I just think it's gonna have glitches. I think it's gonna have crashes.
And I wonder about the optimization, because when I watch PewDiePie play it, and I know he's probably got a pretty damn good PC.
I would hope so.
He had sub 30 frames and
which is
texture pop like
ridiculous.
Crazy. And like people were just like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
we know you're playing this on PC. What the hell's going on?"
Yeah,
and it may have just been that it was a demo, like an alpha demo, and
it's the same demo they've been showing at like all the trade shows and stuff.
Which Bloodborne's the same way. They've been showing alpha footage on it in the trade demos and stuff for the showcases.
At TGS though,
and a lot of those
they had like a new area that people were playing and stuff that seemed neat. Oh, they unveiled new character classes.
For Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch a lot of that stuff. They had some cool stuff, but a lot of it was like, sub 30 frames.
I think that's...
And it was just, it wasn't optimized yet.
Yeah, I just don't... Well, optimization is the thing that happens last.
Yeah.
Like, you build your core shit first and get something running, and then you optimize last.
But see, that's why I think that maybe the Evil Within just... Maybe it's just...
I mean, some people, the things that people are complaining about is really not even bugs. It's more or less that they haven't really... It's apparently a very love it or hate it game. Like, some people that play it at the trade shows are like, oh my gosh, it's like the second coming of Christ. And other people are like, fuck it, it sucks.
But that's...
I don't know anyone that was just like, it's okay.
But that's kind of everything now. And I've read games.
It's either got to be a 10 or 0.
Yeah, there was games that I fucking loved, and I'd read about, and people would just bitch about the dumbest shit. They're just like, looks fuck gay.
There's like 8 people that love Destiny. They're just like, these assholes haven't even played it.
But that's the thing. We're not really talking shit about it.
Yeah, we haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
I'll make fun of it a little bit because...
I'll say that it's kind of a dick move that you have to grind through like the same areas over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, people can argue that, certain games like Metroidvania stuff, people could just be like, or just Metroid type games, where that whole non-linear thing, where they're just like, oh, well, you got to go through the same parts of the castle over and over and over and over. It's like, yeah, but it's pretty expansive. Like, that castle's pretty fucking huge.
Yeah.
And then, when you go through it the second time, like if you're going through like Symphony of the Night, that's kind of what I meant to point out. Like Symphony of the Night or, Portrait of Ruin or anything like that. Like, yeah, you go through a lot of those areas over and over, but it's different. Like, that's not the main part of the game where you just take a quarter of the game and then times it by 3.
Well, also, Symphony of the Night, I don't think ever marketed itself as this huge, expansive, open world game.
It kind of did. They pointed out like that there were so many rooms. They told exactly like how many rooms are in the castle, and that it was non-linear and like, they're really expansive, like the biggest Castlevania game ever made. Stuff like that, where they did really put it out there as a game where you do a lot of different shit, and it was true. But that was the thing. You went to different areas of the game where, like, if you found secrets, you got rewarded with cool shit. Yeah. There was things that people had beat in the game and they didn't know about.
The biggest secret in Destiny was a glitch, and they patched it, and now everyone is sad.
Yeah.
Like, Bungie was like, wait, I'm feeling people having fun playing over there. What's going on? Oh, shit, we better fix that.
Yeah.
No fun for you, motherfuckers.
No loot cave.
Yeah.
Hell no. Patched. So,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, you can make a game like that rewards people. Look at Diablo. Yeah, people are playing through the same areas of Diablo over and over
The
and
Diablo
over.
we're playing today, though, is not the Diablo at launch. That's why I think Destiny still has...
Oh, no, that's like, a really
Diablo
good example.
3 when
Diablo 3 when it launched
people
was a fucking
hated
mess. And now it's a completely different game.
Yeah, people hated Diablo 3 when it came out.
So I have faith that with all the money that Bungie got, I do have faith that they'll fix a lot of this shit. That they'll actively work on.
I think they just maybe needed to have people tell them that their shit stank.
Yeah.
Because I think they've just got complacent. Like, oh, we're Bungie. Everyone loves us. Everyone thinks we're the greatest developer in the history of man.
Yeah.
We could sell them a turd and they would say it's the greatest revolution in gaming ever.
Yeah.
And then when that didn't happen, they're like, oh, man, we're going to actually have to make something good.
Yeah.
Fuck. We didn't put that in the cards.
Another game, though, that I'm glad is doing pretty well is Wasteland 2.
Yeah. And apparently it delivered. It's a Kickstarter game. Got a shit ton of money. It got like I mean, crazy money to build this thing, and everyone that I've talked to that's played it said it is exactly what was promised and more.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of like the first 2 Fallouts or the first like
Fallout
Wasteland,
1 and 2 was inspired
by Wasteland.
by Wasteland. Wasteland came out.
Fallout 1 and 2 were pretty much sequels to Wasteland. They just weren't the exact same storyline or anything, but they were, you know, Wasteland was the Mac Daddy.
Yeah,
the
and now Wasteland 2 is a direct sequel. I think. I don't know if it picks up the same story. Honestly, I don't even know the story in Wasteland.
I don't either. It's been so long since I've really seen much about it.
Nuclear bomb goes off and people are surviving
it's in a wasteland.
In a wasteland world, I don't know.
But yeah,
it looks super cool.
So if you,
$40.
Yeah.
It is very old school though. Like it is not Fallout 3.
No, and it will not hold your hand.
Yeah, it is Fallout 2. Fallout 1, it is old school. Like you said, no hand-holding whatsoever. From what I've been hearing from people playing this game, like you get put in the world, you are given like a schedule, or like, because I mean it has like the time clock on it, and like here's a list of shit that you got to get done. Do what you must, and then you're just in the world.
Yeah, because Fallout, if you never played that and you go back and play it, and you've played like 3's the only one you've played,
you're up shock.
A rude fucking awakening. You cannot go through, like in Fallout 3, they had some instances of like, you know, you go into a town in low level and you fuck with people and everybody kills you. You still don't even have an idea of the brutal beatdown you will get in Fallout 1 or 2 if you go into a town underleveled and you just decide to fuck with somebody. If you don't do it where nobody else fucking knows about it, you'll have the entire town.
Yeah,
it's turn-based.
They are some vengeful fucks in town.
Even the dogs. Like if you killed somebody, say you go to your first town, you get a pistol and you're like, I don't like this asshole. He's being a dick to me. I'm going to shoot him in the face. And you go into VATS and blow his fucking face off. Well, guess what? Now you got to deal with the cops, the dogs, the people who have like hairbrushes in their hands. Yeah. Everybody's gonna fucking take a turn to beat the shit out of you. So if you don't have enough HP,
they will line up.
If you don't have enough HP to kick all their asses and like, you know, sit through, like, you get one turn to wail on one of them.
Yeah.
And then you have to wait for all 28 of them to beat your ass. They get one hit each, and if they miss or hit, you know. So pretty much the point of the game at the beginning of it is don't fuck with people.
Yep.
Like, I fucked with...
I mean, later in the game, you can fuck with people hardcore.
Yeah. Later in the game, you're the shit.
Yeah.
And if you get the Brotherhood of Steel Armor, which if you meet those guys and they tell you what you have to do to get in there, don't ever click past their instructions. Because they will not repeat them. They will tell you, what are you still standing here for? Yeah. We told you what to do. Get the fuck out of here. And they will not tell you. Yeah. And so if you missed it, you're fucked.
Well, I mean, we're in the age of the internet now.
But
we were fucked.
Yeah, we were fucked. But it
sucked. What did they say?
Because we're like, what were the instructions? I missed it.
And, oh yeah, always have a rope with you.
Yeah.
Always have a rope. That's all I'm going to say. If you play Fallout 2, I'm pretty sure it was 2.
Yeah.
There's a section where you will just walk into the abyss forever, and you'll get to a pit, and if you don't have a fucking rope, you got to walk all the way back and get a fucking rope.
Yeah. Which, you know, one of the things, like, it was just great. Like, you get to where you, in Fallout 2, like, Fallout 1, I never really got to badass status. Fallout 2, I got to where I was just, like, going into town, and I had these knuckles of, like, it was just, like, this gauntlet that you could get that just, like, blew people apart when you punched them. And so I had, like, this electro gauntlet. I had this badass, like, leather jacket. I looked like a fucking, like, Mad Max or something. And I had a dog companion, and I was in a gang. Nice. And so we were just rolling through town, and I remember this guy fucked with us, and I just pulled out a rocket launcher and shot him at, like, I mean, just talking super close, man. Like, you know, he's like right just a couple fucking squares away, and it just liquefied him. And like, we just, you know, you expected your teammates just to walk over and piss on his corpse, just keep rolling. Like, it was badass. You know? You just feel awesome in that game. But like, the beginning of the first game, I remember you can go to a doctor. He's kind of a shady ass doctor. And at the beginning of the game, you don't start with any bottle caps, and bottle caps are currency. And if you go to that doctor, you don't have money to pay for your shit that he does to you, because he'll take care of you. He'll heal you. But it costs 20 caps.
Yeah.
If you don't have caps, get ready to get fucked up. But anyway, what I ended up doing is I knew this was going to happen. So I quick saved before I talked to him. And so I was kind of hurt already. So I went over, and I'd been working on my pickpocketing skills. So I went behind both of his guards and kept stealing their shit from them. Like their guns and stuff that they didn't have equipped, because you can only steal what they don't have equipped. So I stole all their ammo and all their guns. Like, one of the guys had a pistol out, but he had a shotgun in his inventory. So I stole his shotgun and like all his ammo and all his supplies. And I had to keep quick loading, because like sometimes they'll catch you because it's not perfect. So I just did that until I got it, quick saved it, went over to the doctor, got him to heal me. And then he asked for the 20 caps, and, you can pick what you're going to say. And I was just like, yeah, fuck you, doc. I don't have your money. And he's like, well, you done fucked up. So I blew the doctor's face off. And then his guys go to reach for their guns, and they don't have them anymore. And so I just turned around and blew them away with their guns. And I killed everybody in Junktown or whatever? Yeah. I killed everybody in that town. But there's a guy that if you go down in the hole, there's a little midget that's in the, yeah, is midget the proper term? It's a little person.
Dinklages.
Yeah, it's a Peter Dinklage guy. No, there's Willow was at the bottom of this hole.
The afflicted.
The afflicted. Oh, God, that's like horrible. But anyway, there's this little guy down there. You just, in the doctor's office, there's a fucking hole with a ladder. Mm-hmm. You go down the ladder, there's this little midget guy, and he's like working on bodies and shit. And I don't remember, there was like a shish kebab. I think he was making it out of people. So I think this doctor was really shitty.
Yeah.
And like, letting this little midget guy cannibalize or whatever. Well, like, so I fucked with the midget. Mm-hmm. That was a big mistake. That midget has an Uzi. And he murdered me.
So the moral of this story is,
don't fuck with the midget.
Don't mess with the afflicted. Because they will pull out their Uzis and fucking murder you.
Yeah, the whole point of the story, though, is seriously, go buy Fallout 1 and 2. You'll have a blast.
You get Fallout 1 and 2 for like $10, I think, on Steam.
Yeah.
You can get Wasteland 2 for $40. Yeah. Everyone if you buy the Fallout 1 and 2 first,
to see if you
dig it, get Wasteland 2. Yeah. If you don't dig it, you'll hate Wasteland 2 because it's more of the same.
But they're really slow tactical games.
Yep.
And you really got to work on, like, like you said, we live in the internet age. If you really think you're going to have trouble with it,
if you
look
get
up
stuck,
a guide on like
someone's gonna
how to, just look up how to stat your character and where you need to go, what you need to get.
Because you're on a time limit on both games.
Yeah, more so on the first one.
Yeah.
Because you have this annoying person that's always on your Pip-Boy just like, hey, we need that water chip. We're dying, motherfucker. And you're just like, whatever. And then the game ends because you fucked up. Your entire
shit.
Your entire town thing, they're all dead.
But
anyway.
Well, I guess we need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are you going to be doing on your channel?
Probably more of the same.
Devil May Cry?
Hopefully Devil May Cry, Yaiba, and probably getting into Deadpool. Mm-hmm. And there might be some other games I might need to pull out. Been thinking about maybe like Max Payne 3 maybe. Mm-hmm. And some other shit. I'm going to pick tons of fun stuff. Maybe pull out some more retro things that I haven't really played through and, kick out the jams.
I'm going to do the same shit that I have been doing.
Yeah.
Onimusha, till that game's fucking dead. And Soldier of Fortune, and then I'm gonna try to do a when the hell did I buy this for some weird fucking JRPG-esque game where you play Cthulhu, but it's like constantly breaking the fourth wall. It's like, it kind of reminds me of those old school cartoons where the narrator is saying things and the characters can hear the narrator and they respond to what the narrator says. It's kind of weird. It's a weird game. I got it from a Humble Bundle. Yeah. I know that. I don't know when I bought it. I just was going through and it was just like, what is it? Cthulhu Saves the World is what it's called. And it's a really weird game. I've played about 30 minutes of it, and I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, hopefully it won't end up in a person's YouTube channel where they put it in a playlist called "Why the hell did I watch this?"
Yeah, why the fuck does this exist? But it's weird. I don't know how I'm gonna. I was talking about it earlier. I don't know how I'm gonna format the video.
Also, stay tuned to his newest Onimusha video.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different. You're just gonna have to see it because
to believe it.
Because I totally fucked up hardcore, and I don't mean in gameplay. I mean in the RL. I fucked up, and you're gonna see the outcome of that. Hopefully, I'll have everything done and ready to put up by Saturday, and then definitely there'll be an Onimusha video posted probably on a Monday or Tuesday, a legit, and then a Soldier of Fortune around the same time.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
I look forward.
And if you have videos on your channels, let me know.
Yeah,
I will watch them.
If you put up,
I rate, comment, and subscribe.
And I do the same. I've actually subscribed to a lot of new channels, just based on That's why we're saying, like, if you guys are actually have listened,
if you've made it to this far, you have reached sad sack status.
Hashtag it.
Hashtag
but yeah,
sad sack.
But you need to comment, and if you have a channel, put up like a comment that's like your newest video. We don't care if you self-promote.
I have 5 subscribers. No one's gonna see it. Promote the shit out of your stuff. I don't give a fuck because
a lot of these big guys.
It's not like you're gonna leech off my success.
Well, a lot of these big guys will be bitching about that, where they're just like, man, everybody's trying to self-promote and shit. And I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. You can self-promote on my channel. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because like there's no coattails you can ride, motherfucker. You are self-promoted in the worst possible place known to man. If you're like, oh man, the fetus has got a new vid, better let people know about my shit. You have failed.
Yeah.
Of course, you're a sad sack. You're just a sad fucking sack.
But anyway.
Dingly old sad sack.
So now we got to find 2 hours and probably 7 minutes worth of gameplay.
I could probably do it with Quake again.
Yeah, you probably could.
I want to do Strife, but...
Gonads and Strife.
Yeah. Well, I'll play something. It'll probably be Quake, though, again.
Yeah.
Quake round. I might play Quake 3.
I'll find something where it's just tons of murder.
Yeah, we might just do Unreal. We could do Unreal.
Yeah. I don't have Unreal anymore, though.
It's a folder. I have it.
Oh, yeah.
I have Unreal.
Yeah.
We've all bought that game at least 5 times. I have no problem transferring a folder over.
Yeah.
We've paid our dues to Epic for the first Unreal, so they should be cool.
Yeah.
Well, this has been episode 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
7 weeks of sadness.
Well, it's been fun. If you watched this and actually made it this far, like I said, say something in the comments.
Make sure you hashtag it SadSack.
Yeah, if you have videos on your channel, you don't even have to tell us, because anyone who comments, I hover over them and see if they got shit, and I will watch it, and I will comment, and I'm not... Well... If I didn't like it, I probably won't comment.
Yeah.
But I will still give you a like and probably subscribe.
Yeah.
Because...
everybody needs somebody.
There you go.
To subscribe to their channel.
Well, next time. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.